Welcome to this classic edition of the Northeast Texas Game of the Week, featuring football, baseball, and basketball games of the high schools of Lamar County. We are digging back into our library spanning over 3 decades of high school sports to bring you some of the most exciting games of the past. We will be right back with this week's game.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
He leads me beside still water.
He restores my soul.
He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
I will fear no evil, for you are with me.
Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Northeast Texas Game of the Week, our third week in the 1992 high school football season. Tom Allen, Newt Davis, and the Channel 27 Volunteers for our first look at the North Lamar Panthers as we come to you from R.L. Maddox Stadium on the campus of North Lamar High School. Panthers come in tonight 1-1 on the year, an opening victory over Quinlan. A close loss to a very tough Bonham team last week, 20-13 in their home opener. And you having a chance to look at their statistics through 2 games, their total offensive statistics looked almost like the number of yards given up by the Paris High defense through the first couple of weeks. So North Lamar's been putting the numbers up, but last week too many mistakes made the difference against Bonham.
That's right. They played 2 really good ball games. They had a 13-0 lead last week, and then they got kind of complacent, I guess you could call it that, but they made a few errors, got a few penalties, and next thing you know, they're tied, and the next thing you know, they have a go-ahead TD scored on them and cost them the ball game.
Well, they should come in tonight favored against this Pleasant Grove team, although the Hawks beat them last year 20-6. You mentioned before the season started while we were doing one of the pregame scrimmages and giving the camera people a chance to sort of loosen up before the real stuff got underway. Philip Holt's teams improve every year. They never take a step back, and this year it looks as though they might have taken a large step with the big win over Quinlan, playing Bonham tough. If they can get through pre-district against these 5 opponents, 3-2 or 4-1, they have a lot of momentum going in against Paris on that first weekend of district play 3 weeks down the road.
The addition of Steve Hornberger at quarterback has greatly helped them. Of course, he played fullback last year and linebacker and played the whole time all the way both ways, but this year as a quarterback he has just been outstanding. He's sharp on his passing, and he's guiding the team. He's a natural leader, and it shows in offensive statistics.
Hohenberger through the first 2 games, 12 of 22, 190 yards, nearly 16 yards per catch average on every pass he completes. So an impressive passing attack for North Lamar. They haven't been a slouch on the ground as they, in the first 2 games, have gained 427 yards, averaging over 200 yards on the ground per game, and averaging over 100 yards in the air. So, Newt, they've got the offense cranked up early.
They do. I'm anxious to see how they do against Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove will be a good test for them. They're sort of medium between the 2 teams that they played already. And I think North Lamar's going to walk away with one tonight.
We'd like to see it, and we hope you will too. We're getting ready to go down to the field for the pregame coin toss. North Lamar and Pleasant Grove, our game tonight on the Northeast Texas Game of the Week here on Channel 27. We'll remind you right now that next week we are off as both teams are out of town. We have an open date, and then in 2 weeks we are right back at Noy Stadium as Paris will host Dallas Hillcrest for homecoming. It's also the final weekend of pre-district play.
Right.
And then the weekend after that, 3 weeks down the road, we are here at R.L. Maddox Stadium as Paris and North Lamar will open up the District 15 4A campaign. One thing that we've noticed, Newt, in years past, North Lamar has suffered a rather large weight disadvantage to teams in District 15 4A and now 14 4A. But taking a look at the folks they've got along the front line now, they are as big, if not bigger, than most of the teams they're going to see in district this year. And talking to some coaches before the year, They've got a little bit more quickness, a little bit more overall team speed, so that makes them just that much tougher, I would think.
They've had one more year to develop these big kids, and they got some good-sized youngsters. They're as bigger than Paris.
All fairly young. In fact, on the defensive line, along the front five, there's only one senior. Everybody else a junior. And you take a look at it from tackle to tackle, the front three. Drew Crawford, the nose guard at 260. Jeremy Offit, one defensive tackle at 260, and Lonnie Parson, the other defensive tackle at 245.
That's right.
It's a lot of beef up there to try and push around.
And the linebackers, if you think about it, Lewis Berman's 190 and Terry Johnson's 170, and that's a good-sized linebacker.
Good-sized linebackers indeed, and in fact, they've got one of the biggest free safeties we'll see all year. Steve Hohenberger not only plays quarterback, but also plays free safety, a 208-pound senior.
East Texas, we say he's a big old boy.
North Lamar on the field in their home royal blue, white numerals trimmed in gold. On the far side, the Pleasant Grove Hawks, traveling uniforms, black uniform pants, white jerseys, black numerals, trimmed in gold, and the black helmets. So a rather colorful night here at R.L. Maddox Stadium as the North Lamar Panthers go for win number 2 in a very young 1992 season. And I know for North Lamar fans, that has to be, on one hand, a rather strange thing to be saying, and on the other hand, a very enjoyable thing to be saying. That 3 weeks deep into the season, they have a really good shot at being over the 500 mark.
That's true.
Taking a look at other action tonight, of course, Paris is on the road at Dallas Jesuit, and the Wildcats go in as 6-point favorites. It's a good thing that Jeff Staubach plays on the offensive line for Jesuit because
we don't want him playing in the...
No, we don't want to give him a chance to throw that last pass of the game, do we? No, we will not have the coin toss as of yet. We're going to go down and pick up the national anthem. So let's do that as we turn our attention to the North Lamar High School Band under the direction of Randy Jones. And we'll go down and pick up the national anthem right now.
Ceremony as the North Lamar Panther Band plays the national anthem under the direction of Mr. Randy Jones. Please join in singing.
As we've mentioned, some interesting games around the area tonight. In addition to this one, Paris at Dallas Jesuit, Clarksville at Linden Kildare. The Blue Tigers still looking for their first win in 1992. John Moss has the Chisholm Mustangs perfect through the first 2 games of the year, and they will host Fannondale tonight. Prairie Land is at James Bowie, Bell's at Cooper, Leonard at Honey Grove, and boy, are the Warriors tough this year or what. Detroit at Como Picton, and across the Red River, Hugo is at Hefner tonight. So that will pretty well tell you how things are going around the area. Around the district tonight, Sulphur Springs is at Greenville, Arkansas High is at Liberty Ilo, Texas High at Fort Worth Southwest. That's a rather long trip for the folks from Texarkana. Mount Pleasant is at Pittsburgh, and of course we've mentioned the Paris-Dallas Jesuit game. Let's go down to the field and pick up our coin toss.
Ball down on the ground or toss it to the nearest official. What you see on Saturdays we don't have out on the Friday nights. Do we understand? Like I say, we want a good clean ball game. No, we'll have it. Number 5, you're going to do the talking. Number 25, if y'all would step in just a little bit. As you can see, number 5, we got a coin that's got heads on one side, tails on the other. Call it while it's in the air. If I drop it, we'll flip it again. Call it in the air. He did call heads. and it is tails, you want to receive the football.
Yes,
okay? Which end do you want to kick from? From this end towards the clock. Blue, if you'll turn and put your backs to that, go. White, y'all turn.
I think that pretty well explains it. North Lamar has won the toss, elected to receive, and Pleasant Grove will kick off, defend the south goal. North Lamar's going to hope that cold front moves in and gives them a little bit of a prevailing wind here in the first quarter of play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could stand a cold front right now.
I'm telling you what, that's been one of the slowest moving fronts. Yesterday, the Weather Channel on TCA Cable was telling us it was going to be here by late this afternoon.
It's late this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, we were out here setting up late this afternoon. It never got here, or if it did, it was one of those phantom fronts that whipped through without us even knowing it.
There were a couple little showers around, though. Heat showers.
North Lamar will prepare to receive the opening kickoff. Stephen Matthews and Rico McDonald will go back in a two-deep safety down around the North Lamar 10-yard line.
McDonald's a starting cornerback on defense.
Well, much like Paris, North Lamar has a lot of kids that will go both ways tonight. Good crowd on hand. There are a few seats left in the reserved section, but the general admission looks pretty well filled up.
There's a nice little bunch from Pleasant Grove here.
It's not exactly a quick trip over from Texarkana to North Lamar.
Some long miles of bad road between here and Texarkana. You know they're building a loop around Clarksville. Sure are.
Travis Welch will kick off for the Hawks as we are ready for our first look at Philip Holt's 1992 edition of the North Lamar Panthers here on Channel 27. And I'm sort of excited about this.
Here it comes.
Low kick. Rico McDonald will take it at the 10.
Oh, he could go. There's a hole in there.
There's a large hole, and McDonald is all the way out to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, a 24-yard return for Rico McDonald on the opening kickoff.
Hey, I saw a little speed right there. I saw some speed. He's quick.
This is the way we think they'll line up tonight for North Lamar. Across the offensive front from tight end to split end, Jason Ashford, Patrick Brown, Lonnie Parson, Jimmy Metzger, the center at right guard, Richard Langford, Drew Crawford, the tackle on that side, Stephen Anthony, the split end. Steve Hohenberger, the quarterback, Rico McDonald, Jason Ware in the backfield, Jerry Revis at the flanker. As Hohenberger now with Revis in the slot to the right side of the formation. Counter play. Jason Ware on the carry, powers his way out over the 35-yard line, down close to the 39, perhaps 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry for Jason Ware.
Number 22, Jason Ware, tackled by
Jason Ware, a 170-pound junior, and Ware on the air is averaging nearly 6 yards a whack every time he touches the football.
Flanker now is Jim Brown, brought into play.
Brown split wide to the right side, split the end to the left. Option play, first back through. Rico McDonald, he's out over the 50, first down.
Rico McDonald.
McDonald picking his way, cut back across the grain over the 50-yard line and has a first down in Pleasant Grove territory at the 48-yard line.
Now they're marking him up to 47 on North Lamar, Coach.
Check that, you're right.
At the 47-yard line.
It's early. I haven't spotted all the yard lines out here. 1st and 10 at the North Lamar 47. Well, maybe they'll get into Pleasant Grove territory this time.
Yard lines are hard to tell apart. They all look alike. They're straight and go across the field.
Generally painted white. Counter play up the middle. Rico McDonald got a yard, 2, maybe 3 up to the 50. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Nice running by McDonald inside that time.
Uh-oh, he hurt his ankle. Jerry Revis has hurt his ankle.
Revis looks like he might have twisted it. Also coming out is Stephen Anthony. So into the game for North Lamar is Jim Brown. We'll see who replaces Anthony at split end.
The line of scrimmage is
82 is in.
That is Benji Cook. Split backs behind Hohenberger. 2nd down and a long 7 at the midfield stripe. Dive play, McDonald, running room, first down, 41.
That was a pretty play, very pretty play.
Somebody got a an ankle about the 45. Otherwise, Rico might have gone all the way.
Quarterback's reading this defensive end. Defensive end is not coming down in hard. He just lets the ball go. They're blocking the people inside, and he's just handing the ball off behind him. It's an outside veer. Or really more of an inside veer than an outside.
1st and 10 North Lamar at the Hawk 42-yard line. Panthers on the opening drive of the ball game started this one at their 34. Quick count, handoff, first back through, Ware the other way, gets 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8.
I guarantee you if he'd kept the ball in and optioned off the man, they'd gone all the way. Number 40 for Pleasant Grove had to cover both the quarterback and the tailback for North Lamar.
That doesn't work, does it?
Rico McDonald would have been wide open if he'd stepped up and tried to tackle Hornberger, which I doubt.
That doesn't work if you got one guy on 2 running backs.
In a minute, they'll keep that ball. He'll pull it out of there and step right out there and pitch it to that back, and away they'll go. It'll be like going to the dance on a $1 ticket.
2nd down and 8, North Lamar, Pleasant Grove 40-yard line. Pitch out. McDonald looking for running room, cuts back inside, still on his feet, got 5 down to the 35. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
And assisted by number 73.
Looked as though Rico was going to be stopped in the backfield that time, and all of a sudden a little hole opened up behind him. He cut back to it and found running room enough for 5 yards. 3rd down and a long 3 for North Lamar at the Pleasant Grove 35.
The way they're moving the ball, I wouldn't be surprised to see them go for it here, even if they don't make it on this down. If they make a good bit of it and it's 4th, and just a few inches, they'll go for it.
Hohenberger, unbalanced line, strong right. Rolling, looking, keeps, cuts inside, got a yard. It'll be 4th down and about 2.
I don't know now. They stacked him up pretty well. They're about the 35-yard line.
Brian Rich on the tackle for Pleasant Grove, and they're going to say no gain on that play. It'll be 4th and 3.
He did not gain any. That almost had to punt here. They're too far for it. If we could have made a couple of yards, they could go for it.
Ball spotted at the Pleasant Grove 35, and they are not going to punt. They're going to go for it on 4th and 3.
Maybe it's a quick kick.
No. Handoff, first by Hohenberger kept, and again he does not option outside, and he stopped short of the 1st down. So North Lamar will turn it over on downs, a gain of just a yard for Steve Hohenberger.
Pleasant Grove
on a 4th and 3, and that means it's 1st and 10 Hawks.
Pleasant Grove really defensed all 3 of the backs, the fullback, the pitchback, and Hohenberger. They had 2 guys on Hohenberger that time. That's the reason he got brought down.
So North Lamar's first drive of the night ends on downs inside the Pleasant Grove 35-yard line. Hawks will take over, 1st and 10. For Pleasant Grove, the quarterback, Martin Patterson. Single back set. Patterson handoff. That back coming through is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a 1. Chris Deskin on the carry for Pleasant Grove.
They tried an influence play where they bring a man across and then hit back against the grain on the other side, but he didn't take the fake.
Pleasant Grove offense coming in tonight crippled. Chris Ford, their outstanding senior running back, is out with a broken ankle. So they lose a bit in the backfield. In that one back set, there isn't a whole lot of imagination if you figure they're going to run with it. Only the quarterback and the single back are really there to concentrate on, although they might bring the flanker in.
It's very difficult to lose your star back and come back the next
Patterson
week.
wants to throw behind the intended receiver, incomplete. 3rd down and 9 coming up for the Hawks.
Covered by Matt Frierson.
And the pass not catchable as it was thrown well behind the intended receiver. A look at the North Lamar sideline. Panthers trying to make a defensive stand here. The way their offenses look tonight, they can
they could march it back down on them.
Get some good field position if they hold here and force a Pleasant Grove punt. Wide receivers right and left, double wide outs to the right, to the left side rather, as Patterson straight back to throw. No pressure, has a man on the out. Nice fingertip catch for the 1st down. Out of bounds over the 45-yard line at the 47, 1st and 10. And on the catch for Pleasant Grove was Jeff Tuttle.
It's covered by Rico McDonald, who made a good saving tackle. He wasn't very far off of him.
Tuttle made a nice catch, though. Went up and took it on the fingertips, pulled it in and controlled it before he went out of bounds. 1st and 10, Pleasant Grove, and just like McKinney with a one-back set, I guess they're going to throw the ball an awful lot tonight.
That's a little quick out. 10 yards and cuts outside.
Hand off, first back through, hit in the backfield, got back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe,
and
he did.
That's about it for Chris Deskin.
Number 4, Chris Deskin, tackled by number 32, Wade Clark.
I don't know, the way the kid threw that ball and the way that caught it, I don't know what they shouldn't throw the ball every time.
I was going to say, McKinney certainly has that play down, and they use it just like they do a running play.
Yes, they do.
Wade Clark on the last tackle for North Lamar, a gain of a half yard. Let's call it 2nd down and 9 to go for Pleasant Grove at their own 47-yard line.
North Lamar's playing 9 to 10 yards off.
North Lamar jumped, no flag. Well, there's a flag down on the far side. Deskin with the ball is hit at the North Lamar 49. Let's see if the North Lamar man got back. It looked as though there might have been a jump on the offensive line after the North Lamar jump.
There is a flag on the play.
Offside, North Lamar, and that's the kind of penalty that killed them last week. Talking with Stephen Merritt of the Paris News before the game, he said the offside penalties in particular just cut this North Lamar team up.
1st and 5 is not hard to make. They're going to have a 2nd and 4 after this penalty.
I was going to say, not a whole lot of option there. It's either 3rd down and about 5 or 2nd down and 4.
2nd down and 4.
Patterson gets the play call from the far side.
That was their longest running play of the night. They just wiped it out. All 4 yards.
Exactly right. They've picked up 2 yards other than that on the ground tonight. 2nd down and 4.
They have 3 receivers at the top up there.
Option play, quarterback is a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Is Patterson keeping on the quarterback option to this, the near side?
5, tripped up by number 51, Terry Johnson.
Well, they're real close.
It's a gain of 3. 3rd down and
what they try to do by spreading all those backs out like that is make you move all your people out to cover them. That allows you to open up holes to the inside because, you know, you got 7 on 7. That leaves you 1 hole short if you put a man in each one.
Terry Johnson, the junior linebacker, with the tackle. 3rd and 1. Big defensive play here for North Lamar. They're also taking fairly wide splits in the line. They're trying to make North Lamar stretch a little bit vertically. Quarterback sneak, 1st down.
Yeah,
maybe.
They're going to give it to him. They're giving him his head. They're not giving him the ball. So he was knocked down.
Oh, that's going to be pretty close. He gave him a right foot spot.
Well, I think that's what he deserved, Coach. He was down and then laying down on the ground.
And it's going to.
He's going to make it, though.
The dreaded crown of the field will come into play here, but judging it from where we're at, about half the length of the football, I think, will give them the 1st down.
I'm going to say it's more the whole length.
Stretch of the chain. And yeah, better than the length of the football. Well, your one eye beat my 2 eyes that time. It's that old crown of the field trick.
Yes.
Yes, the old
curve of the field.
Well, if it's any consolation, the wind is pretty well laid down, so we may not be too far away from getting that front through here, and the wind shifting to the north, maybe turning a couple of our camera people into not frozen folks, but they won't be. They won't be camera sickles, but they will be close.
I think they're going to be really in favor of it when he gets here.
Double wing set for Pleasant Grove as Patterson drops straight back to pass, going deep, has a man. It is almost intercepted.
Nearly intercepted.
Steve Hohenberger had his hands on the ball, just couldn't bring it down.
I thought he had it.
North Lamar closing quickly on that particular pass. Well, there's an interesting piece of wildlife wandering around here on our desktop, attracted by the light and maybe your Coca-Cola.
A June bug.
It's a little bit late for a June bug.
Well, he's an August June bug. He just doesn't know. See him crawling there?
Yeah.
Now we're going to shake him out on top of somebody out here. Here he goes.
That's it. Right down somebody's neck. That was good.
There you go. Better pickings outside anyway.
2nd down and 10, Pleasant Grove at the North Lamar 43. Hawks trying to counterpunch now after North Lamar took the opening kickoff and drove into Pleasant Grove territory. Patterson, pass caught, nice catch. 1st down, close to the 1st down, inside the 35-yard line at the 34.
we're not going to be able to lay off of those guys that far. We're not going to be able to give them that quick 5 to 10 yards that they get, because that kid has practiced that play all his life, it looks like.
Steve Crowder on the catch. Well, maybe 2 yards short of the first down. Gain of 8 on that completion from Patterson. 3rd and 2.
Next time you come holler, and we'll feed you.
Did you hear that?
Oh, I heard that.
He hasn't seen you eat yet, has he?
No.
All right. We'll do it. We'll do it. James Dawson, the superintendent of North Lamar, just made a commitment he may live to regret. He told me he would feed the crew. Patterson on the option. That opened up. Cuts back inside. First down inside the 30, down around the 27. Well,
now I'm wondering how that defensive end got tied up so badly over there. There was no really option off of him, but somebody got in his feet and tied him up. The quarterback was able to roll around the end and turn up the field before the people, the linebacker and the one of the safeties on that side, was able to get loose from their people and come back up and make the tackle. That should not have been done.
If Chris Ford is their #1 running back, I'd hate to see this offense right now with their #1 running back. They look pretty efficient. First and 10, Pleasant Grove, and they have the deepest offensive penetration of the night as they are at the North Lamar 28-yard line. First and 10 for the Hawks. Single back set behind Patterson. Little quick out. Has the man right there on the sideline. Dropped after a gain of about...
No, it's not a penalty. I'm sorry.
8 yards, maybe 9.
You know, they have the 2 backs, and both of them stop up short, and he throws right past one to the other one, and the defensive back was 5 to 6 yards past him, has to come back up and make the tackle. We can't give them that much distance before. We've got to stay on them tighter.
Gain of 7 on that completion, as Patterson looks pretty good throwing the football right now.
Yes, he does.
Second down and 3.
We might give him a 3-yard cushion, but we're not going to be able to give him a 5 to 6 yard cushion. That just will not work.
North Lamar's defense looking for some stop 'em right now on second down and 3 at the North Lamar 20-yard line.
This quarterback impresses me.
On the option, found the seam, still on his feet, close to the 10-yard line where he'll have the first down.
He broke a tackle by the linebacker, I guess it was, number 51, Terry Johnson.
Terry Johnson was the one who hit him and finally dropped him, but not until he lunged forward all the way down to the 12-yard line where it is first down for Pleasant Grove, and now North Lamar wants a timeout. Philip Holt not pleased at all with the
they're marching the ball right down the field on. That quarterback is eating us alive. It's like we're defensing the other people, just letting him go.
Well, he may be down right now explaining defensive assignments and telling them who to watch for and where.
Well, the run and shoot doesn't work as well when you get down close to the goal line, and they're on the 11-yard line right now. So
you know they're run and shoot.
They're running out of run and shooting room.
Their run and shoot, though, and it looks like it's added elements of the option attack to it.
Yes, it does. He's running a single back option. I don't see how he's doing it. That's just something you can't do.
They tell you can't do it, but right now they're doing it.
Right now they're just blocking the tackles and the end. He's running right between the tackle and the end. He's coming down, finds first hold, just cuts up the field. Speaking
of feeding the crew, which Superintendent James Dawson has graciously said he would do the next time we come out. We'd like to thank the folks at Phil's Hickory House. The barbecue again disappeared quickly. So did Dave Gilbert's Pizza.
Yes, it did.
And Joe Taylor's chicken didn't last long either. Don't forget, Joe has the $3.99 lunch buffet at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't think there's a better value for lunch anywhere in the city.
No, there's not.
$3.99 lunch buffet at KFC.
My wife ate it again this week.
And she didn't take you, did she?
Nope, she didn't take me. She took the boy, though.
First and 10. Pleasant Grove at the North Lamar 11. There is Deskin, and he is jersey tackled. Jeremy Offit drops him for a loss of about 2, and when a 260-pound defensive tackle grabs a 140-pound running back by the jersey, he will generally drag him down.
I got him up there.
Second down and 13 rather. No, let's say second down and 12 from the 13 for Pleasant Grove.
They can make a first down before they get to the end zone.
Yep. Double wing set.
Now the defensive backs are playing a little closer on them now. See that? They've moved up on them.
Patterson straight back. Here comes the pressure. Hit as he throws in the end zone. Incomplete.
All right.
Oh, no, penalty flag. And if they throw it on Rico McDonald, that is not right. The official right on the play did not throw a flag. It was the official trailing the play that threw it.
Yeah, I think
this may be offensive interference.
It's on them.
Steve Hohenberger saying it's going the other way. If it's offensive interference, that's loss of down.
Yes, it is. We'll turn it down. Here's a replay.
Here's the replay.
He loops it up, and they're fighting for the ball. There might be a little push off there. Of course,
85.
He called it on North. He called it on Pleasant Grove.
Number 85 for Pleasant Grove is Steve Crowder. Might have had the arm hooked around Rico McDonald, trying to make sure McDonald couldn't intercept that pass.
Because he had a little position on him inside. Let's see what he called it. See if we get the loss of down. Now they get the penalty.
It's a big one. It'll go outside the 25-yard line, out to the 28.
Moves the line of scrimmage back to the 28-yard line.
Loss of down right there. Offensive pass interference. It'll be third down. So the Hawks hurt themselves badly on that particular play. Not only do they pick up a major penalty of 15 yards, but they don't get the down back.
Now I hope we don't let up right here. This is a big incentive. We need to play them the same way we did now. We're backing our cornerbacks off. Look at them. Well, they're backed off 10 yards.
Third down and, well, from here to Blossom.
Yep.
Patterson fumbled the center snap, and he will be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Fourth down. The ball will be at the North Lamar 20, well, actually back to the 30-yard line, a loss of 2 more.
They may Hail Mary one right here.
Now the 31-yard line.
You certainly don't have anything to lose. I mean, if you punt it and it goes into the end zone, you only gain 10 yards on the exchange. What the heck? Toss it in the end zone.
They could try a coffin corner punt to really back North Lamar down. But I believe they'll go for it.
Well, long conference on the sideline between Willie Bailey, the head coach, and his quarterback, Marvin Patterson.
Time's running. They're waiting for a 5-yard penalty. That's what they're doing.
Maybe a little bit
going to back it up and punt.
Little bit better angle for the punter. But at this level, I'm not sure that really helps the punter that much.
First quarter's coming down under 2 minutes. 1:45.
It has been a very quickly played first quarter. Each team has had one possession, and now they have the delay of game call. That will take the ball back to the 35, and here comes the kicking team for Pleasant Grove. Well, gee, I would guess that maybe that first quarter between Paris and Denison went this fast. It's been a very quick first quarter.
Very fast quarter.
I had not paid much attention to the clock until you mentioned that we were under 2 minutes to play, and I said, surely not.
We've had very few incompleted passes, and that's what slows your time down. Everything has been completed just about.
Pleasant Grove to kick it away. That looks like Ron Sullivan in deep punt formation for the Hawks.
See if he kicks for the sideline.
Steve Hohenberger, the single return man down at the North Lamar 10.
Yep. Oh, boy.
Oh, he shanked that off the side of his foot. Penalty flag is down.
Somebody tapped the kicker, I believe. I can't believe it.
I don't know. That might be a hold.
There's a flag on the play.
Well, running into the kicker would not be an automatic first. Roughing the kicker would.
Let's see what he gets here. Holding.
Pleasant Grove. I turned that down because the ball went out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Yep.
Holding indicated against the Hawks.
Don't take the penalty.
Out of bounds at the
Here comes the offense.
Yep. Get the ball and let's march it down the field.
They get the ball at the 25 right now. I don't give him a chance to maybe get a better kickoff.
No, we don't.
Holding is declined.
And actually the ball going to be spotted at the North Lamar 22. First and 10 for the Panthers from there. 1:30 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Each team has had the ball once. North Lamar with its second offensive possession of the night. Panthers drove down inside the Pleasant Grove 35 before turning it over on downs.
North Lamar needs to throw the ball here at least once in this series. Or get a first down and then throw at least one ball.
Split backs behind Hohenberger, and now motion across the backfield. Hand off, first back through. Rico McDonald, running room, still on his feet.
He's gone. They'll not catch him. I don't think
cuts to the outside, and he will score.
That's 6.
Touchdown, North Lamar.
He almost broke that play 3 times earlier. He almost broke it 3 times earlier, and they got him each time. But this time, that last kid just could not get the handle on him.
78-yard run from scrimmage. Rico McDonald on the first option off the veer.
Beautiful play.
Cuts back against the grain. The defensive backs never could get their balance, and McDonald ran by them. 78 yards. 6-0 North Lamar.
Hornberger made an outstanding fake after he handed the ball off. He pulled his hands up as if he were going to throw a quick pass, and it froze the defenders in the backfield. And that's what allowed him to just pop right between them, and then they couldn't run him down. Oh, he's quick.
Jason Ashford on to attempt the extra point. Tracy Fitzgerald to hold.
He was kicking them to the flagpole in the pregame warm-up.
Snap is back. Kick is up, and that one is outside the left upright. We're going to have to quit.
He must have watched our game of the week last week.
We must not be able to come back to these football games because the kickers are missing extra points when we come do these things.
I did not see him miss a one in pregame warm-up.
Let's take one more look at the touchdown run by Rico McDonald.
Watch the quarterback's hands after he hands the ball off.
Out on the field, Panthers 6.
Watch the quarterback's hands. Watch this fake right here. Look at him. See him pull his hands up?
McDonald broke that clean. Nice step out right there.
One missed tackle, and he was between the others. There's no way they're going to catch him.
Last man who had a chance was Darren Keever, and he wasn't going to get it. 6-0 North Lamar, and fellas, we'll ask you in the bus to keep us updated on the Paris High score. They started about the same time we did at Hager Field in Dallas. It would help to know who was ahead. The score is fine. Who was leading 7-0? Oh, 0-0.
0-0, okay.
Okay, no score, Paris and Dallas Jesuit in the first quarter.
Oh.
Oh, he said 7-0, and it's a great score, guys. Now, who's ahead?
I wonder where Roger the Dodger sits during that game.
Yeah, does he sit up in the box with the Monsignor, or does he sit out with everybody else?
I don't believe they have a box for the Monsignor.
Yes, they do.
I've been the last time I was there.
I was there at Hager Stadium. They got a box right in the middle of the press box for the school officials.
Yes.
The church officials.
Yes.
Whatever.
Well, I know I sat on a plank board up there when I did my scouting with splinters. Let's see, what's their coach's name? Gary
Pasqua.
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
Been there a long time.
Lost my billfold over there one night scouting, and went back, and they were about 2 or 3 kids still getting dressed in the dressing room. And Gary sent the manager over with us, and we went up there and turned the lights all back on, found my billfold. It fell out of my back pocket while I was sitting on that board plank up there.
He's very nearly the perennial private school champion in the state of Texas in his classification. And he's one of those coaches who doesn't care if he goes 0-6 as long as he wins those last 4.
You'll see a lot of those kids from Jesuit show up on the Notre Dame team, too.
Tracy Ashford's kick, fair catch called for, which you can do, and the catch is made at the 30-yard line for Pleasant Grove.
Now, if we had a turnaround right here real quick, North Lamar would be ahead by 2 TDs at the end of the first quarter.
Philip Norton with the fair catch call at the 30. On the kickoff by Tracy Ashford that went from hash mark to hash mark.
Kicked it across
the field. 1st and 10 Hawks as they try to recover from that stunning touchdown run by Rico McDonald of 78 yards.
We're giving them the short pass. We're just playing so far off of them. They're going to have to do that because we're going to stop them on everything else.
Patterson with a double wing set. Looks, penalty flags are down. I think somebody left early.
There's a flag.
Or somebody was offside.
No, we were far out. If we were offsides, we was way up in the line somewhere.
The flag is on this near hash mark.
Yep.
Now
there's one on the other side, too.
Watch the conference.
So it had to be a lineman or somebody lined up offsides or somebody left.
It's against North Lamar, and as Stephen Merritt said, somebody lines up offside on that North Lamar defensive line.
They're really crowding the line, getting as much of it as they can. That's the first short pass they've missed all night, except for the first one where he threw it behind him.
According to Stephen Merritt, Jeremy Offit was one of the offenders last week. They were hoping they got that corrected, but obviously not. That's the second one in the quarter.
There's Marvin in it.
5-yard penalty against the Panthers. It'll be
First and 5 for Pleasant Grove. 1:09 to go in a first quarter that has seen North Lamar jump out to a 6-0 lead. Coaches like this situation. First and 5 gives you lots of options. Now Patterson going to run that quarterback option. Has the seam and has 4, maybe 5.
He's very close to first down.
He's out over the 40-yard line to the 41, and that's very close to the needed yardage for a Pleasant Grove first down.
He made it all the way around the end that time. I don't see how he can come down the line
41-yard line
and get that kind of a block out there.
The first down.
Second down and less than a yard. Officially 1 for the first down. Now, that's the only person on the offense that they have not controlled here in the last couple of minutes. They have
quarterback is the only person that's hurting us right now.
They have seemingly stepped up and taken a couple of steps away from the receivers. 32 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Pleasant Grove at the line, second down and very short. Oh, one of the Hawks moved. Penalty flag is down, and it'll be second down and 6 as the tackle on the right side leaned a little bit too much.
What goes around comes around.
Illegal procedure indicated against the Hawks.
Ron Sullivan, the guilty party on that 5-yard illegal procedure penalty.
Bring up second down and 6.
All of a sudden, it's back to what you might have had after a relatively normal first down play.
That's true. Well, at the rate the quarterback's been gaining yards, all he's got to do is run it one more time. Somebody needs to meet him in the teeth one time and see how tough he is.
Clock has started, 15 seconds to go. Let's see if Pleasant Grove can get this play off before time runs out. 6-0 North Lamar here in the first. Patterson gets the play off. Little quick out. Has the man. Close for the first down over the 41. He's at the 44, and that is the end of the first quarter of play. Pleasant Grove will have a first down at their own 44-yard line when we come back to play in the second. After one complete, North Lamar, on the strength of a 78-yard touchdown run by Rico McDonald, leads this one by a score of 6-0.
Oh, it's going to be great.
I think it goes around.
Let's go. We got to get you in practice.
And it's set.
Second quarter of play underway as Pleasant Grove, first and 10 at their own 44-yard line. 6-0 North Lamar. Tom Allen, Newt Davis, and the Channel 27 Volunteers. North Lamar jumps, gets back, no flag down. Patterson wants to throw over the middle.
Hit the ground.
Incomplete, and I'll tell you what, North Lamar in the secondary, Dustin Lamb was there. Had he turned around just a moment sooner, he would have had the interception because he just didn't pick up the ball quite in time, but it was right to him, and he just didn't get turned around and get his hands up.
You know, that's the first deep tap pass they've tried, and the kid was open. He was open, and if the quarterback had drilled that ball just a little bit higher, I believe he'd had it.
Second down and 10 for the Hawks in their own territory at the 44-yard line, trailing 6-0. North Lamar showing a 4-man front. Patterson straight back. Here comes the blitz right across the middle, running back. Open short is fine. Yeah, the tight end, I think, number 44. That would be Jeff Tuttle. Tuttle lines up at the tight end position, and he crossed underneath the North Lamar defense. Everybody dropped back on the wide receivers and left the middle open. Tuttle crossing over.
That's a 180-pound sophomore right there.
Picks up 11 yards on the catch. One thing, North Lamar not getting a whole lot of pressure on Patterson.
No, he's getting rid of the ball too quickly. And, of course, they haven't even gotten close to him. They did get close to him one time when he came down the line while going and let him rush a pass a little bit, and the kid still almost caught it, though.
First and 10, Pleasant Grove at the North Lamar 45. Hawks are on the march again. Patterson But a quick out, threw it behind the intended receiver. Steve Crowder here on the near sideline. Stephen Anthony and Matt Frierson, the coverage people for North Lamar that time. But once again, he was open.
You know, I'd hate to see this Pleasant Grove bunch with that senior tailback back there, where they could take a little of that pressure off the quarterback in the passing game, because I believe they would be a lot stronger with him than they are tonight.
Yep. Well, it's obvious Chris Deskin, the replacement, has not taken a lot of pressure off the quarterback.
No,
they've stopped him.
He's got minus yards.
2nd down and 10. Pleasant Grove, North Lamar showing blitz, and there's movement all along the offensive line, and that will take them back to 2nd and 15.
There was no contact before the kid from Pleasant Grove stood up.
No, North Lamar was jumping and actually got into the neutral zone, but then Pleasant Grove moved before the snap, and that should be 5 against Pleasant Grove.
It'll be 2nd and 15.
Just underway, 2nd quarter, 11:23 to go in this one. North Lamar leading 6-0.
You know, that's the hardest thing in the world to coach into kids, is not to jump when that kid's coming at you. It is tough to do.
If you watched this weekend on television, you saw some folks jumping. Of course, you know, it's like John Madden says, when Lawrence Taylor's playing over you, you have a tendency to get a little antsy as an offensive lineman.
Yep, you want to move when he's coming at you.
2nd and 15. Straight back. Going deep. Has a man. Incomplete. Oh, took a good lick by Hohenberger right at the end of the play on Don Murray.
Don Murray defending number 2, Stephen Hohenberger.
Mercy.
Oh, look at those
vicious.
teeth.
Oh, boy.
Dr. Jerry Spencer down in front of us might have...
penalty on the play, and there's a holding.
Dr. Spencer down in front of us might have been the guy responsible for cleaning those molars right there.
I'm glad the real Panthers look a little more lively than that. He looks mean, but he's not moving around
not moving
very
a
much.
lot, is he? 3rd and 15 on the incompletion, and Murray may go back and say, don't throw that to me again. I got whacked pretty good. And there looks to be some type of consultation between the striped shirts.
We got a little penalty here.
Yes, we do, and it's going to be a large one. 10 yards, and that would seem to indicate illegal use of hands. Holding. Pleasant Grove. Now North Lamar takes the penalty because it pushes Pleasant Grove back across the 50 into Hawk territory at the 40.
This is twice that they've really shot themselves in the foot.
2nd down and 25 officially for the Hawks. Now this is where you go and try to pick up about 10 or 12 yards of it right here.
They've got the passer to do it.
Double wing set. Patterson wants to throw, pressured, overthrown, almost intercepted. Matt Frierson had it in his hands and just couldn't hold on to it at the Pleasant Grove 48-yard line. That would have been a large turnover.
Now, you got to give credit to the front four for North Lamar on that. They really rushed the passer well, and they had a linebacker that shot and helped them. And it makes a difference when you bring one backer in there, and it makes 5 guys on 5 guys, because one got loose, and there were 2 or 3 of them right of his face, and one hit him just as he threw the ball. He's kind of a wounded duck out here.
3rd and 25. North Lamar trying to force the 2nd Pleasant Grove punt of the night. Deskin, the single setback behind Patterson once again. Split 2 receivers wide to the right and left. Patterson, draw play. Deskin got 5, and that's it.
That's a punting situation right there.
Lewis Bowerman, number 54, which is different than what we were led to believe initially.
No.
We had him down as number 48, so I'm glad they identified him for us. Yes. We would have looked at each other and said, who is 54?
Who is that?
But Bowerman stayed at home and played that very well from his linebacking position. Stopped Deskin after a gain of 5, 4th and 20.
Stephen Matthews and number 88, Stephen Anthony.
Stephen Anthony and Stephen Matthews, the 2 deep receiving tandem for North Lamar. Snap. Taking it about the 25-yard line, still on his feet, but brought down by a wave of white and black. Down around the 25.
By number 24, Philip Norton, taken by number 38.
30-yard punt.
and tackled.
Very little, if any, return.
33.
First and 10, North Lamar at their own 25-yard line.
The line of scrimmage for the
Well, 24.
The North Lamar 24-yard line. The punt from the 44.
Panthers enjoy a 6-0 lead with 10:17 to play in the first half, and they have the ball for the third time tonight on offense. North Lamar offense has turned it over once on downs in Pleasant Grove territory, and then Rico McDonald, that 78-yard touchdown run. Handoff, Ware bounces to the outside, has running room, still on his feet, cuts it up, out of bounds over the 40. Out around the 44-yard line, first down, North Lamar.
As soon as he popped through, he saw a seam to the outside. Oh, it's a beautiful run. He just trucked it right on out here. The quarterback actually came up and he ran right behind him. The cornerback was coming up to cover the pitch man. He just ran right behind him.
Jason Ware on the game 2.
First and 10, North Lamar. They've got the running game uncranked and moving rather well right now. In fact, on the last 2 carries between McDonald and Ware, they picked up over 100 yards combined. Very nearly a 20-yard gain for Ware on that particular carry. There's the handoff, the counter move up the middle to McDonald, out over the 45, out to the 47-yard line, 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry for Rico McDonald. Second down and 5, and that big North Lamar offensive front beginning to dominate the line of scrimmage from tackle to tackle. Patrick Brown, a 200-pound senior. Lonnie Parson, a 245-pound senior. Jimmy Metzger, the center, a 200-pound senior.
They're wearing on the middle of Pleasant Grove's line right now.
Right side even bigger. Langford at 230, Crawford at 260. There's McDonald, little delays in the secondary. And ankle tackled at the Pleasant Grove 39-yard line. First and 10, North Lamar.
That's a beautiful little play. Outside veer.
They keep this up, there'll be no reason to throw the football at all tonight.
There's no reason to run an option around the end as long as you make it 5 yards through the middle.
A 13-yard pickup for
You run on the option, you have to run what they give you. And right now they're giving us that play just off tackle.
That little veer off the tackle's shoulder is opening up. Split backs behind Hohenberger. Slot set to the left side, now motion across the backfield.
Brown.
Pitch back the other way from the motion. That is Ware. Cuts up field. Penalty flag down. That might be a hold.
Yeah.
Flag on the play. Number 22, Jason Ware, tackled by number...
Got hold, and that hurts on first down. That's going to make it long.
The first and 20 as that one is taken back outside the 45-yard line, probably to the 49 of Pleasant Grove. I don't even think you explained the option here. Surely you guys don't want to give him 6-7 yards, do you?
They got to explain it to him. That'd be the rules.
Never assume
let him make his own.
Never assume anything, right?
Yep.
Never assume anything.
Let him do it.
Well, first and 20 coming up for North Lamar once they pace this one off. Don't forget, next week an open week for us here at Channel 27. North Lamar will be at Clarksville, I believe, and Paris on the road at Euless Trinity for a Saturday night game.
I believe next Friday night I'll just take a tour of town and go by Phil's Hickory House and go by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, you have to hit Joe Taylor for lunch now. That $3.99 buffet cannot go untouched or unscathed, as the case may be. First and 20, North Lamar at the Pleasant Grove 49, and Hohenberger straight back to pass.
Here we go.
No play action. Has a man open at the sideline, caught and out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
That's a bunch of it back right there. That's 15
Stephen
yards.
Anthony on the catch from Hohenberger. A beautiful pass. It was floated to Anthony, who caught it in stride, turned up, got a couple more yards before he was knocked out of bounds. It'll be second down and 5, and we have a chance to look at it one more time.
Look at Pleasant Grove. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 men right up close to the line. And that's what you got to do when they got that many up close.
And our Axe TV 27 cameraman, good work, Dan Vanderberg. He did not drop the camera.
Here we are.
Might have broken his ankle, but he didn't drop the camera. Jason Ware on the carry, and a nice second effort by Ware. He got about 4. It'll be third and 1.
He picked that up on his own because he was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Now that's not really a great spot, folks. They took a yard away.
Yeah, they did.
It'll be third and 2.
I think they may have blown the whistle before he went down, is what they did. His momentum was stopped.
They blew it too soon.
Yes, well, you know, don't want to get him hurt.
8:28 to go in the first half. 6-0 North. Lamar just outside the Pleasant Grove 30. Quick count. Rico McDonald did not get it. He needed to get inside the 30. He's down to the 30, and I think they'll go for it here on fourth.
Sure they will.
Number 84, Brian Clark.
I think Hohenberger was hoping that quick snap would create a hole for McDonald on that play up the middle. It did not. 4th and 1.
They're at their opponent's 30-yard line. They'll go for this. They'll almost have to. What I do here is throw one in the end zone. I would. I'd just pop it up and let him run under it.
Tight offensive set. Fumbled center snap.
They didn't make it.
Hohenberger got a little anxious on that quarterback sneak, and he started running before
the center took off. So what he did, the center was so concerned about knocking that guy backwards that he forgot to give the ball to him.
They actually lost a yard on the play. So once again, North Lamar gets inside the Pleasant Grove 35, fails to convert on a 4th down play.
Pleasant Grove really dodged it that time.
3 offensive possessions, Newt. They've turned it over on downs, twice inside the Pleasant Grove 35. The other time, a long touchdown run by Rico McDonald.
Well, you know, the same thing happened in Pleasant Grove. Both times they got a long penalty, and it stopped both their drives.
Well, North Lamar has piled up some impressive offensive numbers here in the half, although the score doesn't reflect them. 1st and 10, Pleasant Grove at the Hawk 31. Handoff,
up the middle.
Deskin.
1 yard.
Maybe.
The kid is having a tough night right now.
Well, there's not a lot of imagination as a linebacker. You just wait for him to get the ball, and then you go to his hole and stuff him real quick, you know?
Yeah, that's the reason that quarterback's been doing so good. Everybody's been looking at the
Wade Clark
setback and following him.
Lewis Bowerman on that side making the stop.
A gain of 1, 2nd down 9.
Used to be those tailback-oriented offenses where you knew the tailback was going to get it all the time. You just ignored the fullback and killed the tailback. You know, this wasn't any fun. 7:05 to play in the first half. 2nd down, a long 9 for Pleasant Grove. Patterson, a little pressure, overthrown, intercepted. Hohenberger on his feet.
He can go all the way.
Down the far sideline, needs a block.
They haven't got him yet.
Penalty flag down, I think. He's all the way down to the 5-yard line. I thought I saw the referee trailing the play, throw a flag, but I guess not.
I do not see a penalty. I tell you what he did. He threw that beanbag.
That's it.
Yep, he threw that beanbag.
Hohenberger with the interception. And we have a chance to take a look at, boy, I'll tell you, our replay people are on top of the situation.
Kids coming in at him. He looped it up over the kid's head. Hohenberger's head.
1st and goal for North Lamar at the 5-yard line in Pleasant Grove territory. Nice run after the interception by Steve Hohenberger. And now Hohenberger at quarterback going to try and make up for that fumbled center snap on 4th down.
I believe we go 4 times right straight into the line with a dive play and see if they can stop us. Power to them if it can.
2nd quarter from Dallas. No score. Paris and Dallas Jesuit. Hohenberger.
There it is.
Where?
Get him. Nowhere.
Not a whole lot there. Penalty flag down.
Well, they said there was. He says down. Yep.
There's also a piece of silk down here on the near side.
That's one of those yellow rags.
Yep.
Man.
There is the flag. That is definitely not a beanbag this time. I don't believe.
You know, I never could understand why they didn't wear a black and white stripe flag.
Offside indicated against the Hawks.
Against the Hawks. Whoa! That'll take it down to the 2.5-yard line, and 1st and goal all over again. So wipe out the carry for no gain to Jason Ware, and he'll try to get 2 this time.
When Lady Luck smiles on you, she smiles big.
This all made possible by the pass interception
A penalty
of Marvin Patterson by Steve Hohenberger. Patterson overthrowing his receiver, and Hohenberger just playing center field tracked that one down.
1st down for the Panthers from the 2.5-yard line.
Well, North Lamar has dropped a couple of potential interceptions tonight, so
yes, they have.
It's about time they had one stick.
Yeah, Matt Frierson had one and couldn't believe it.
And Hohenberger also had one.
Yeah, he did.
And couldn't hold on. Well, 1st and goal, North Lamar inside the Pleasant Grove 3 following the offside penalty against the Hawks. Hohenberger got a quick pitch. Where? Cuts inside and powers down to the 1-yard line.
He got as close as you can get and not go in.
Down
if he keeps going to the outside, he's pushed out around the 4-yard line.
I like the way he smelled that goal line. He saw he couldn't outrun him to the corner, saw him a little hole, and he just cut right for it, and he said, if you can stop me, stop me. Beautiful run.
Nice run by Jason Ware. It'll be 2nd down and goal inside the 1.
Picked up 2. Got a half yard to go.
About a foot for a touchdown.
Clock's still running. 6 minutes.
If you run the quarterback sneak, hold on to the football. Like that.
That's it.
Touchdown.
Right there.
12-0 North Lamar, and Hohenberger, when you're over 6 feet, weigh 208, and you're that close, all you got to do is find a hole and lean across.
It's hard to stop you.
And they're going to go for 2 as Hohenberger stays in. Philip Holt says
leaving them up.
His defense is the last couple times his defense is stiffened up, gotten some pressure on the quarterback for Pleasant Grove, Patterson, and generally look pretty good.
I hope these little bugs aren't piranha bugs. I don't know what they are, but there's a bunch of them.
They seem to be attracted to us.
I know, they like us. Or maybe
here's a 2-point conversion. Hohenberger in the end zone. Caught!
Good.
Anthony on the reception. It's 14-0.
That's beautiful play. Beautiful play. He faked number 22, Jason Ware, just pulled the ball out and hit him on a quick out. It was a beautiful play.
Are you beginning to think that there may be a monster growing here north of Paris at North Lamar?
I'll tell you what, they're looking good offensively. They really are. They got as much quickness in the backfield as Parrish does.
I'm anxious to see Debbie Anderson's halftime statistics. I think those will be very telling. North Lamar has rolled up some impressive offensive yardage here in the first half.
They have that.
Of course, the good thing about it is they've been so effective with the running game that now the passing game, when they decide to use it, is opening up more and more.
It's open. That's right.
Rumblings around town. Could this be the year that North Lamar does more than scare Paris? They scared them last year.
Yes, they did. They'll be playing at home this year, too.
So you know it's going to be packed, and it's sort of crazy out here.
It's conceivable with the district, with the pre-district schedule that Parrish has got to take and enter that game 0-5.
It's entirely true.
It's entirely true. Hillcrest is tough this year. I do not know about Trinity, but Jesuit is always tough.
Now, Hillcrest beat Jesuit by a count of 13-12 or
something like that. 1 or 2 points.
Yeah.
And Hillcrest is tough this year. I do not know about Trinity.
Here's the kickoff. Once again taken short, and once again fair caught.
24-yard line.
Philip Norton makes the fair catch again off Tracy Ashford's hash mark to hash mark. Angle kick.
He could have made 5 or at least on that.
He had at least a 5 to 8 yard cushion.
He did.
25-yard line. 23-yard line.
Maybe his coach just told him to do that.
No, I'd let him run. I figure he should be up around the 35 right about now.
I'd take my fast kid and put him up there and let him catch it. Set me a wall across the field and see if I could run the other way.
1st and 10, Pleasant Grove at their own 23. The Hawks trail in this one 14-0. They beat North Lamar last year 20-6, but I believe that that outcome may not hold this year.
That streak has come to an end.
Patterson, he gets away out to the outside, still on his feet. Boy, he's got some quickness. Cuts back the other way, is chased down at the North Lamar 40-yard line.
Now, we had him behind the line. There's no sense in us not getting him. That was we had him and had our arms around him.
37-yard run by Marvin Patterson, the quarterback. You're right, he got hit twice behind the line.
Should have taken him down.
Oh, boy, let's... there we get to see it one more time. There's 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits.
He could have pitched the ball and gone all the way for a touchdown. He'd pitched the ball to number 4 and then curled back in and taken those 2 guys down on the block. He would have gone all the way.
1st and 10, Pleasant Grove at the North Lamar 40. Hopefully the Panther defense is not relaxing a little bit here with a 2-touchdown lead. There's Deskin, the best run of the night for the tailback.
That's a 12-yarder. Maybe 13.
The single running back, Deskin.
That was a sprint draw.
all the way down to the 25-yard line. Well, they're going to spot it at about the 27. Another Pleasant Grove first down. Boy, I tell you what, the Hawks got down by 2 touchdowns, and somebody lit their fuse over on the sideline.
Yeah, he danced sideways, the tailback did, and then when he came up toward the line, the quarterback met him and handed him the ball. It allows him to see his hole and pick it, which is a great advantage to a one-back offense.
5:20 to go, and the Hawks trying to counterpunch are in North Lamar territory at the 27, 1st and 10. Unbalanced line, strong left. Patterson, draw play, Deskin, running room, down near the 20. Gain of about 6. 2nd down and 4, and he ran right by the defensive pursuit that time. Hohenberger up from the secondary at his free safety position to make the stop.
They're running out against the weak side defense.
And 4. After the gain of 6, the line of scrimmage.
Well, maybe they've decided that there wasn't anything to run against on the strong side. They might as well go ahead and run weak side. Yep. They found something to exploit over there. It is 2nd down and 4.
They know it, too, if they want to stay in this ballgame.
Well, the weak side is set to the left side of the formation. Quarterback sneak, and he's got running room. Hohenberger comes up and makes the stop outside the 10, but it's another first down for Pleasant Grove.
Number 54 for North Lamar really tapped him.
That is Lewis Bowerman.
Yeah.
A gain of 9 yards.
Didn't tap him soon enough, though.
No, but he really got him once they stacked him up in the backfield.
1st and 10, Pleasant Grove, North Lamar, 12-yard line. Boy, the Hawks look like a totally different ball club after that second North Lamar touchdown.
Dare I say that the Hawks have started to fly?
I wish you would.
Ooh.
We'll just pretend you didn't say that. Look at the splits in the offensive line.
Yeah. 3 receivers on the left side of the field.
Patterson wants to throw right over the middle, incomplete, bounced in.
They threw back against a single coverage on the backside. They only had 1 man over here and they had 3 men on the other side.
Steve Crowder made the scoop and tried to sell the call, but the official standing right there said incomplete.
No. 4 minutes left.
Timeout taken on the field by the Panthers.
Now, North Lamar has taken their second timeout of the ball game. Both of them have been defensive timeouts, and the last time they took a defensive timeout,
they turned it around.
They made some adjustments and stopped Pleasant Grove.
They really turned it around.
4:04 to go in the first half of play. You're watching the Northeast Texas Game of the Week on Channel 27. Tom Allen, Ute Davis, the Channel 27 Volunteers. A look at the North Lamar defensive huddle with head coach Philip Holt, defensive coordinators, and all those folks down there trying to figure out some way to put the stopper on this Pleasant Grove offense that has really come alive. They have taken the ball from their own 23 down to the North Lamar 12-yard line. So, impressive drive after they go down 14-0 by the Pleasant Grove Hawks. Still no score as far as we know in the Paris-Dallas Jesuit game.
That may end up 0-0 with 2 good defenses.
Brian Harmon needed, 60 yards to move into 8th place on the all-time rushing list tonight, and 160 yards to move into 7th place.
Starting to get a little breeze through this window.
Yep, and the flag is starting to pick up with a bit of a north wind.
Oh, yes.
1st and 10, Pleasant Grove. Well, 2nd down and 10 following that pass incompletion from the 12. On the option, Patterson cuts inside, is hit from the inside, gets away, will score, touchdown. I'll tell you what, that is the most effective weapon in their offense right now.
We had him tackled at the line, but the cornerback took a juke and did not throw at him. They had him defensed. We'll see it on the replay. The kid had him defensed and could have made the tackle, but he just didn't do it.
14-6, and the Hawks are right back in this ball game after going down by 2 touchdowns. They take the ensuing kickoff and drive 77 yards. Marvin Patterson, the quarterback, covering the majority of that for them.
Anytime a team running runs an option, you've got to make them throw the ball on the option.
Extra point attempt coming up. Snap is back. Kick is blocked. That can be picked up and run the other way, but it is covered instead. And the score will stay North Lamar 14, Pleasant Grove 6. And here's a look at the touchdown one more time.
Watch him come down the line, and you'll see the cornerback step up right there. See, he could have had the tackle. And we hit him again and still didn't tackle him. Had 3 guys on him, and nobody got him down.
Randall Mahan.
somebody has really got to lay it on him one time and let him know he's got to pitch that ball. I don't believe he can pitch it. I haven't seen him pitch it all night.
You know, that you're exactly right. He has never gone to the trailing back on that play. That has been a called option.
Even when he was downfield ahead of everybody with his trailing back right with him, he didn't pitch the ball to him.
It is obviously, it looks like an option, but it's obviously not an option.
It's a call play.
The timeout on the field with a score. Panthers 14,
our score, 14-6 North Lamar, 3:57 to play, and the Panthers, if they can get the offense restarted one more time, have a chance to do some damage before the halftime intermission. I think Philip Holt would like to see that.
One more TD wouldn't hurt right here. The way they went down the field on that last one, it wouldn't hurt at all.
Now, Philip Holt is asking them to please watch for an attempted onside kick or maybe a little pooch kick that Pleasant Grove can run under. They brought the second line up another 5 to 10 yards. That wind, I would guess, you'll have to look at the flag, Newton, let us know what the Beaufort scale says, but that looks like about 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the north.
10, yep. The flag is flapping.
Thank you. It's about time he got here. About an hour late so far, actually a lot later than that, based on what the weather folks were telling us yesterday. They kick it away. It's rolling around on the ground, finally picked up by North Lamar on his feet out over the 20-yard line, and a bunch of folks get together at the 25. Stephen Matthews on the return for North Lamar. They'll spot it at the 26, so North Lamar with the ball and the lead, 14-6, 3:51 to go. They've got one timeout left by our count.
Yes.
And plenty of time if they can get a couple of good gainers. Actually, give it to Rico McDonald. He can score for you in about 10 seconds from here.
The 10-second man right there. You know, I'd like to see North Lamar throw a couple of passes. They really moved everybody right up on the line against us. We really need to look at them.
Tell you what, the safety man is playing within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage.
They're all up there right now.
Motion in the backfield from Revis. Pitch out wide. Ware cutting back. Hit from the inside. Is dropped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Well, Jerry Revis was trying to get out there and get a block on the cornerback, and he got right in Jason Ware's way as Ware tried to cut back inside that block. The inside pursuit caught up, and it's 2nd down and 10.
We're going to have to throw the ball. We can't just let them stack up like that.
Jimmy Metzger, the center, up over the ball. Steve Hohenberger, the quarterback, right behind him. Split backs as Hohenberger straight back to throw. Going to the sideline, far side, overthrown.
Had an open man.
The pass intended
for Jim Brown, number 25, but he was open.
He was open in between two, but if he had thrown it down far enough, I believe the kid in front of him would stepped back and maybe got a hand on the ball. He didn't want to allow that, so he led him pretty well.
3rd and 10. Anthony and Revis back into the game. Brown coming out for North Lamar. Panthers need a play right here to keep the ball. Revis in motion in the backfield. Hohenberger wants to throw.
Here he is, right here.
Has a man open. Anthony caught. Has the first down, still on his feet, and is dragged down at about the 40-yard line. 1st and 10, North Lamar. That will stop the clock as the chains are set. Philip Holt was telling Stephen, try to get out of bounds, please, get out of bounds. And Stephen just could not get out of bounds.
It still stops, so they move the chain.
Stephen saying, but Coach, he was yanking me back inbounds. I was having trouble. Well, 1st and 10, North Lamar. They didn't spend much time in the huddle, so they didn't lose a whole lot after the chains were set and the clock restarted. Hohenberger, McDonald, still on his feet. Oh, took a big lick at the 45-yard line, turned him sideways. Coming up was Russell Johns to knock down Rico after a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 to go. Clock running with 2.5 to go in the first half of play.
You know, the way they spot that, he actually made 6 yards on that play.
Sure did. 2nd down and 4. Yeah. Gain of 6 for McDonald. Oh, he's had a 100-yard rushing hand.
He's gone for 100.
Look at that double slot. They're going to sweep this way. Jason Ware looks for running room, didn't find any, out of bounds. Went on a quick snap. They actually set Rico McDonald out here in a slot along with the regular slot man.
They were almost in motion.
And they were trying to get as many people out in front of Jason Ware as possible. I guess you do that if you don't think your guards can run fast enough to get out that way. You stick that extra back out there and hope for the block. Well, it didn't quite work. Gain of 1 for Jason Ware. It'll be 3rd and 3 for North Lamar from their own 46-yard line. Quarterback sneak Hohenberger still on his feet, but he couldn't find a way to step over, around, or through his center, Jimmy Metzger.
He's not been able to get his feet going tonight. It seems every time he's tried to run the ball, except on the touchdown when he sneaked it in, they've met him right at the line. And they've tagged up his feet. Nobody's hit him up high. They don't want to. He's too big. They've got him around the knees every time.
One time somebody tried to hit him up high on the pass interception. They fell off.
Yeah, he ran over them.
1:38 to go, and punting situation for North Lamar. And now the final Panther timeout of the evening. It's first half of play. They've got 3 more coming up in the second half. But
well, they want to get together here and make sure
it'll be 4th and 2 for North Lamar. As we mentioned earlier, we're off next week. No game on Channel 27 as both North Lamar and Paris are out of town. 2 weeks from tonight, we will be at Noyes Stadium as Paris hosts Dallas Hillcrest for homecoming, and we'll have a chance to crown the annual homecoming queen. Newt will call the play-by-play on that for you next week, in 2 weeks. And then in 3 weeks,
we could do homecoming.
Well, we'll just turn the field sound down so the band isn't picked up, and we can still check out the queen and her court.
Okay, we'll do that.
3 weeks.
Not singing, we're in good shape.
3 weeks from tonight, we are back at R.L. Maddox Stadium for the District 14 4A opener. Paris and North Lamar.
The big shootout.
They're going to get that one out of the way early this year.
That's sure to be a cat fight.
Several members of the Key Club.
Anybody wants to come and wheel Newt out and throw him over the side is welcome to do so. He's dredging up some of those old lines now.
Matter of fact, it'll be a blue cat fight.
Now, 4th down in North Lamar. Looks like they're going to try and go for it on 4th and 2. Well, isn't this interesting with 1.5 minutes to play? They are going for it, and they didn't get it.
Number 22,
Jason Ware on the carry dropped a yard short of the first down. It's turned over on downs at the North Lamar 49, and with 1:24 to go, they'll give the Pleasant Grove Hawks a shot at the end zone. Pleasant Grove, as far as I know, still has all 3 timeouts left.
Yes, it didn't take them long to score it last time either.
Steve Hohenberger wants a measurement, but
they didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
Timeout for a measurement.
He can always ask for it, but they didn't make it.
Hohenberger thinks they have, but I think it's the crown of the field. That got me earlier, and I think it got Steve just then.
He is a full yard short. I'll tell you what, that's 3 times they've gone to number 22 in a real heavy situation to Jason Ware, and he's been stopped at the line every time. It's like they're ganging up on him, like they picked up something in the scouting. Like when the down's really tough, we're going to number 22, and they're going to key on him, and that's what they've done so far. Every time Rico McDonald's carried the ball, he's made a ton of yardage.
I'm not sure I agree with that call. You don't make it like that, and all of a sudden Pleasant Grove has field position at your 48, still 1.5 minutes to go, and they've got all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, but they're going to have to beat you on the pass here. I don't think they're going to beat you on the run.
I wish you wouldn't say that. Patterson beat them on the run the last series.
We're going to stop them this time, group.
4-man defensive front for North Lamar as they add 1 to the secondary. Patterson wants to throw. Going downfield. Has a man. It is knocked away. Incomplete. Anthony could have had the interception.
Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted.
Whoa. Stephen Anthony almost had that one.
That was a beautiful play.
The line of scrimmage, the 49-yard line.
And Anthony closed quickly because Crowder was open on the sideline initially. Now 2nd down and 10.
He lost it. If he lost that pass maybe 3 yards farther down the field, it's a TD.
Philip Holt has chosen to go to a 4-man front and add what you would call a nickel back.
Yep.
and try to take away the pass. Patterson wants to go the other way, has a man short, now going long, and out and up to Deskin out of the backfield. Or check that was Don Murray.
Yeah, now it's 3rd and 10.
Murray ran a little square out, and then as soon as Patterson threw the ball, he cut it back upfield, but Patterson threw it way beyond the spot that Murray was able to reach. So it's 3rd and 10. And again, what they did, is they overloaded that side, and Murray was open because the defensive backs had already picked up somebody, and there was nobody on Murray.
Yes, he did.
Now 3rd and 10. Patterson straight back, half roll now.
Pressure.
Has a man open, but it's caught short of the first down and inbounds at the North Lamar 42-yard line.
Coming down
4th down coming up, and the clock now under 1 minute to go in the first half.
It'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Pleasant Grove should go for it here. I'm surprised they haven't called a timeout. They've got 3, as far as we know.
4th down and 3.
Well, they'll go for it. I think they figure that that North Lamar would have a chance to score on them, so they'll just run the clock down here. They're going
4th and 3 for Pleasant Grove at the North Lamar 42. Clock under a minute. Patterson cuts it upfield, first down and more at the 35-yard line, and that will stop the clock with 30 seconds to play. And now Pleasant Grove wants a timeout to stop the clock for more than just the resetting of the chain.
I got 4 new downs now.
First down and 10.
I go back to that North Lamar 4th and 3.
That's right.
And,
you know, you think about it. There's a lot of things that happen bad to you on a punch. You can get it run back, you can get it blocked.
Taken on the field by the Hawks.
Actually, what you're saying is I think that my defense can beat your offense for a minute and a half.
Or you're saying I don't have as much confidence in my kicking game as I should. One of the two.
They have had some problems. They have had some problems with the kicking game at North Lamar. That's outside of the penalties. The kicking game has perhaps been the weakest part of the North Lamar game.
You know, the kicking game is 1/3 of the whole deal.
And actually, in some cases, it's actually more than a third. If you talk about the total special teams effort.
If you get in a real close game, kicking game will win the game or lose the game for you.
Oh, it is 14-6 North Lamar. 30 seconds to go in the first half of this game, and Pleasant Grove with a first down at the Panther 35-yard line.
Now, you were talking about this game going so fast. Have you noticed how it slowed down?
Well, that's because Patterson hasn't been completing a whole lot of passes.
Yeah.
Actually, if he just run that option, we could run this clock real fast.
We're into an hour and 15-minute first half here, which is
not the first quarter, not the first quarter's fault. No. That's for sure.
And I think for 1 hour of it's been the second quarter.
We've had 3 touchdowns scored here in the second quarter, plus a plethora of passes. I think is that alliteration? Plethora of passes. Patterson, little quick pass right over the middle, tight end. He's loose.
He's a big one too.
And he is down inside the 20, and they're going to call another timeout.
22 seconds.
Down at the 19-yard line. That's another first down for Pleasant Grove. Patterson threw that one over off his back foot as he just dinked it over the line to his tight end.
He did. He got rid of it quickly.
And Jeff Tuttle, a 180-pound sophomore, what do you think he stands, about 6'2", 6'3"?
He's taller than that. He looks like he's 6'3" or 4. He's a big old boy.
180-pound sophomore, you're looking at about a 210, 220-pound tight end by the time he's a senior. And for that classification of school at 3'8", that's a pretty good-sized young man.
Boy. Especially that quick.
And that only took 8 seconds off the clock. So Pleasant Grove trying to at least get the second touchdown on the board, and then perhaps the 2-point conversion to go in tied at 14 here at the halftime intermission.
Is Pleasant Grove in with Atlanta in that bunch down that way? Or they come back toward Hooks? And
I'm not real sure. I would guess they'd come back toward
back in that way.
I would guess they come back. I think they come back toward Hooks and Clarksville because North Lamar plays 3 teams out of that district.
That's right. Yep.
And this would be Pleasant Grove, Clarksville, and Hooks. That'd be the three teams out of that district.
Yep. That's all 3. You know, North Lamar would be a tough 3-18. A really tough 3-18.
Yeah, it could be North Lamar and Atlanta, the two tough teams in this part of the state, that classification.
But they're still gaining enrollment in school.
Yep. They're not going to see 3A.
No.
Again. Patterson, no pressure. Behind his receiver, incomplete.
Had a chance to intercept that one.
Defending number 88, Stephen
Chuck
Anthony.
Weber was in front of Stephen Anthony,
for Chuck
but the
Weber.
pass thrown behind Weber
Second down 10.
didn't have a chance to get to it. And it'll be second down and 10, Pleasant Grove. Their biggest success, Newt, has been crossing those receivers over the middle.
That's right.
They have, after
both times he's thrown that ball in there like that to the tight end, he's made 15 or 20 yards at least.
After that first series where they hit one to the outside, they have not had a whole lot of success to the outside. They have really cut up that North Lamar middle, though. And
well, they've been running, that quarterback's been running wild. They hadn't even had to throw it up in there.
Patterson, over the middle, tight end, caught, into the end zone, touchdown.
Number 44, Jeff Tuttle.
Now he is a big kid.
There's that big tight end as Tuttle drags a North Lamar defender into the end zone. It's 14-12. And just like last week, that North Lamar 2-touchdown lead has evaporated here.
We're going to have to play more than one quarter. Oh, gee. Well, they got the whole second half. They'll come back and thump them. We can still go in ahead right here if we can stop this play.
Well, if you're going to try for two, this is the time to do it. And they will go for two. And I'd sure look for that tight end over the middle again.
I'm glad he scored the TD because maybe he's tired this time.
Patterson with the 2-point conversion attempt. Half roll, he's going to roll it into the end zone. And gee whiz.
The quarterbacks who played really hurt them all night long. We haven't yet to tackle that kid.
Panthers 14, the Hawks 14.
Well, the only way you stop that is to get up in his face and knock him down hard about 3 times where he wants to pitch instead of run.
Apparently we have nobody on that right side over there that can do that.
Here's the touchdown pass to Tuttle one more time.
Same little play. He went outside this time, more straight up the field.
You know, that's not really bad coverage. It's just that Matt Frierson gives away about 6 inches. And Tuttle just went up over him, took the pass, and dragged him into the end zone. We're tied at 14.
He's a big old boy.
Well, neither team's been able to kick an extra point, but they both got the 2-point conversion. Yep. North Lamar with the pass, and Pleasant Grove with the quarterback option.
Maybe we can run a little reverse here and go all the way.
You know, with the reluctance of the quarterback to pitch to the trailing back, I think I'd come up and crack down on him really nasty with that cornerback. And, you know, I take a chance that my safety wouldn't be able to rotate over and cover the pitch man.
That's right.
Because he has shown no willingness to toss that football on a pitch. Still second quarter from what we understand in Dallas, and still no score. Dallas Paris and Dallas Jesuit. That game may come down to a mistake.
That's right. And it'll have to be close to the goal line.
Yeah, if it's let's hope it's not a Paris mistake, because the last 2 weeks Paris has been in the ball game late until they've made a mistake.
They made a mistake.
And then they've been down by 2 touchdowns and haven't been able to get back. Well,
we're all even again.
13 seconds to go in the first half of this one, and outside of the fact that both teams have 14 points, we're right back where we were when we kicked this thing off a little over an hour ago.
Speaking of kickoffs, now let's take it back. Let's go back.
Rico McDonald, and he tried to cut to the outside, dropped it around the 30-yard line, and with 8 seconds to go in the first half, North Lamar will run one play. I think I'd chunk it deep to Stephen Anthony just to see what would happen.
I'd set me up a screen pass, one side or the other, and chunk it to Rico McDonald and say, sick 'em.
That would be all right.
Yep.
Oh, penalty flag down. Pleasant Grove was offside on the kickoff.
Yeah, we're not going to kick it again.
Offside indicated against the Hawks, declined by the Panthers. First down.
Well, the Panthers have a play they want to run here. Otherwise, they've taken the penalty and let Rico try to run it back again.
The 30-yard line.
Well, whatever north wind we had has gone away.
Well, there's just a tad of breeze moving just a little bit.
The final play of the first half, we think. Hohenberger at the line of scrimmage. Split backs, straight back. Pumps once. Here comes the pressure. Hit as he throws. This one out of bounds, incomplete. Well, the horn hasn't sounded.
Incomplete.
Well, maybe it has, and we just didn't hear it.
And that is
The clock shows all zeros, but our score is not 0-0. It is 14-14. North Lamar and Pleasant Grove, an interesting first half of play. North Lamar dominated early, going out 6-0 in the first quarter, made it 14-0 early in the second, and then Pleasant Grove has come back and taken it in twice and gotten a 2-point conversion to tie it up at 14. We're all even at the half, 14-14, North Lamar and Pleasant Grove. Back with a look at halftime statistics right after this.
I had to pack up all my things. I had to leave my home. And I never knew where I was going next. It felt like I never even had a say. But then you came along.
Change a child's story. There's a child in foster care waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Welcome back to R.L. Maddox Stadium on the campus of North Lamar High School. We are at halftime, North Lamar and Pleasant Grove, and we are all tied up, 14-14. Tom Allen, Ute Davis, and the Channel 27 Volunteers. Let's take a look at our unofficial halftime statistics provided by Debbie Anderson, and Debbie's done another good job. The overall statistics are just as close as the score. Total offense, North Lamar 195 yards, Pleasant Grove 197. North Lamar with 168 yards rushing. Rico McDonald with 132 yards on 9 carries to lead the North Lamar attack. Pleasant Grove with 110 yards rushing. The quarterback, Martin Patterson, 85 yards on 10 carries to lead their ground attack. Passing, North Lamar's quarterback, Steve Hohenberger, 2 of 4, no interceptions, 27 yards. Pleasant Grove's Martin Patterson, 5 of 17, 87 yards, 1 interception. That set up the second North Lamar touchdown as his pass was picked off by Steve Hohenberger. First downs, Pleasant Grove 11, North Lamar 5. The Panthers have fumbled the ball once and recovered it. Pleasant Grove, no fumbles. So turnovers are even at 1 apiece. Penalties, North Lamar, 3 penalties for 20 yards. Pleasant Grove, 6 penalties for 42.5 or 43. That's half the distance penalty from the 5-yard line. Pleasant Grove has punted twice. North Lamar has not kicked it away. And
maybe they should have kicked it away once.
Talking with Stephen Merritt at halftime, they have their punting game is very suspect. And Philip Holt felt that they might have had a better chance on fourth down running the ball and then playing defense if they didn't make it, rather than trying to kick it away. So,
of course, you try those things, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. That's the nature of football.
Yeah, this one did not work, as Pleasant Grove took that fourth down failure and converted it into the tying touchdown and 2-point conversion that made it 14-14 at the half. So, well, take a look at 168 yards rushing for North Lamar, but 78 of that on one run. So really 90 yards outside of that one long touchdown run by Rico McDonald. And it comes down really new to the final 2 quarters of football now.
That's right. It's an even game at halftime.
And the Pleasant Grove Hawks will get the ball to start the second half because North Lamar won the opening toss and took the kickoff to start the game.
And so far, the front has not been a factor. It has not come through.
Yeah, our front or the North Lamar defensive front, for that matter. They have gotten some pressure on Patterson.
Yes.
But the big things, Newt, they have not been able to stop the quarterback option. They haven't shut down the seams. He's been finding lots of running room, obviously.
He's been running outside, and I didn't think that was possible for him to get out there and turn that corner, but he's been doing it.
85 yards on 10 carries. He's averaging just about 9 yards a pop.
Yes, he is.
And the other big factor is that the tight end Tuttle has been getting open over the middle, and North Lamar has not been able to stop that truck once it's caught the football and shifted gears. So
yes, it's really hurt us, the tight end. A little quick pass. We had 3 passes to him, I believe, in the first half. One of them went for a TD, and the other 2 went for long yards, and the other passes meant for short yards.
North Lamar has a couple of concerns now defensively. 1, the quarterback, and 2, the tight end. Outside of that, they have pretty well stopped the tailback Deskin tonight, the single back set. The replacement for Chris Ford, their starting single back in that offensive set, but
it's not hurt us at all.
He hasn't been that big a factor, but North Lamar has, in the process of stopping him, given up a couple of things, including the tight end and the quarterback. They've got to shut them down if they want to come out on top of this game. Much like last week, they had the big lead, 13-0 over Bonham, 14-0 here. Bonham came back to win. I think it's imperative for North Lamar
to show they're a second-half team.
To show that they're a second-half team and come back and win this one. Tied at 14, North Lamar will kick it off as we get ready for the third quarter of play, and we'll have that kickoff for you right after this.
God has called us to go into the world and to care for the dying, to care for those that are suffering. It's just what we do.
So many houses are collapsed. People are economically weak.
It felt like a freight train, honestly. It really did. You just felt the shaking. You felt the eeriness.
When things like this happen, we have to come together. We have to help each other.
Our marriage was broken. We were at the point of no return.
The pain was just growing stronger, and I felt like I was getting weaker by the day.
It's a dire situation. There is a great need for outside help to fill this gap for medical needs.
I was at my lowest point, feeling unloved, and God brought in shoeboxes and gave me hope.
We run to the fire, we don't run away from it. We're on a rescue mission, and we go in Jesus' name.
We are back for the third quarter of play as North Lamar prepares to kick it off. The Panthers will defend the north goal here in the third quarter. Well, Jason Ashford has been doing the kicking, but Stephen Matthews was the young man who was teeing the ball up. So let's see which one actually kicks the ball.
We're going to do that little kick across this time.
Yep, they are. Jason Ashford will kick it from hash mark to opposite hash mark.
We're going to run it
this time, no fair catch. They're going to run it back the other way, cut it up the field, and the penalty flag.
Mask.
We've got a face mask coming up on North Lamar as the ball carrier was dropped about the 36. Now, if it's grasping the face mask, it's 5. If it's flagrant, it's 15.
Coach, he swung him around by it. He swung him out straight off his feet by it.
This is a personal foul face mask, and we're going to march 15 yards, and that's going to give Pleasant Grove the ball at around the North Lamar 49, and that's great field position for the Hawks here in the second half of play.
He did mortally grab him. But he didn't let him loose.
No, he
Worst
did
thing
not.
you do is grab him, realize you got him, and let him go. Go ahead and get him down.
No, I don't know. I mean, in that case, you might have wanted to let him go. That might have saved you about 10 yards on the penalty.
Yeah, but you're still letting him run.
Well, of course, he had him facing backwards at one time. You let him go there, you might be confused. He could have run backwards for a while. Well, they're going to mark it at about the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Pleasant Grove in North Lamar territory, and the North Lamar defense under pressure to get this third quarter underway. Let's see if they can stop Patterson. Martin Patterson, the quarterback. Straight back, wants to throw. Going deep.
It's there. It's wide open.
Caught, dropped.
Beautiful play by Hornberger.
Hohenberger doesn't get a hand in there, and Don Murray has an instant 6.
They had him covered. I'm not so sure they didn't line that guy up in tight and try to sneak him down the field on everybody.
No, he was split out
wide?
here. Yeah, he was out here in the
Okay.
in the slot just inside the split end, and they took the split end, took him down and across on the post across the middle, and just kept the slot man going down.
They must have seen something on the first half and made them think they could do that.
Yeah, see, he's right there in the slot again. He just ran a fly. He just ran fly. Now they're going to run the delay and running room for Deskin. Best run of the night for Deskin as he gets down to the, well, maybe not. He had a big run in the first half too.
He did too.
He got about 7 on that play down to the 41. It'll bring up 3rd and 3, and this is where Patterson has really hurt North Lamar on the quarterback option.
That was a little delay. Well, you know, it looks like a delay. Oh, North
Lamar has taken another timeout. All their timeouts in the first half were defensive timeouts, Newt. Yep. This is the third timeout they've taken on behalf of the defense.
Well, they're seeing something. They come out with something new, and they're trying to adjust to it right here. If all it cost them is a timeout, that's not a hard thing to do.
No, but the problem is you adjust to something new, and about that time, Patterson runs that dumb little option on you, finds the seam, cuts it up for about 5-10 yards, and it's first down.
He's got 3rd and 3 here. He's got his choice of plays.
Yeah, this one is is going to cause a defense fits. When it's 3rd and short, there are a lot of options that Pleasant Grove has shown tonight that they can go to.
A terrific amount. What we need is to hit him behind the line one time while he's throwing.
While he's running.
Yeah, or while he's running. We haven't done that all night long.
As a guy that does color with me occasionally says, we need to tap him a couple of times, and we need to tap him really good a couple of times.
I've only heard one lick.
Well, there's D down there with the camera. You'll see those photographs in the Paris News on Sunday.
Yeah.
3rd and 3, Pleasant Grove. Here's Deskin. He's got running room up across the middle, still on his feet. First down, 35, maybe the 34.
And he made 8 yards, 7 yards on a straight little dive play.
You know, North Lamar, I think, Newt, has something they have not adjusted to all night long have been the wide splits that Pleasant Grove has been. James Dawson is wondering what. He's saying, surely we can stop these guys sooner or later.
He is concerned right now.
But they're taking very large splits in that offensive line.
And North Lamar's having to go with them because they're running outside on us.
There's that option, and couldn't catch him, and Patterson around the corner has 9. Jeremy off it, just about grabbed a handful of jersey from behind, but couldn't catch him. And Patterson has a bundle of yardage down inside the 30, down to around the 27. 2nd down and a long 1 or a short 2, depending on what side of
I've got to wonder, we're in a 4-man front, have been all night. I've got to wonder how long we can stand being a 4-man front, because a 4-man front will get eaten alive by any kind of option. And that's what's happening to us. That down lineman inside their end just cannot get in here and get that quarterback. They're knocking him down
now
inside.
They're in a 5-man front. There's Deskin, and stopped, and getting across very quickly.
Lost a yard, matter of fact.
Was Lewis Bowerman, the linebacker, on a stunt. Bowerman stunts across and drops Deskin for a loss of about a yard. Let's call it 3rd and 3.
A yard, it'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 20.
Well, it's a fast one down in Dallas. Jesuit and Paris still no score, and they have gone to the 4th quarter already, and we are 9:57 to go in the 3rd. You're right. Nobody's going to score in that game unless somebody makes a mistake.
That could end up one of those games.
Patterson, little quick throw right there. Boy, I want you to know that the North Lamar defender on that side, Matt Frierson, had about a 10-yard cushion on that young man, and there was no way in the world he was going to get back to cover that little 4 or 5 yard down, stop, turn around, and catch the ball.
That's all it's designed for, is to pick up 4 to 5 yards.
Good. Look at those North Lamar
he made some on him before they
uniforms.
got him down.
Well, 1st and 10 for Pleasant Grove. They are now at the North Lamar 20, and they have moved the ball consistently downfield. Panther defense is a little on its heels right now.
We need another one of those 15-yard penalties right here.
Now they're back in that 5-man front with some stand-up defensive ends. Patterson hit in the backfield, first sack of the night.
71.
Outside the 25, down around the 26. Jeremy off at the first Panther to reach Martin Patterson.
Well, they finally got to him, and that may be enough to do it right there. That may be enough to do it. It'll be 2nd down and a long 16, 17 yards.
2nd down, 16.
Of course, they got 4. This 4-down territory. They got 3 downs to pick it up, but still, they can't have one. They can't have a play go wrong. They really need one really good play out of the 3.
Well, if I'm North Lamar, I'm going to stay in that 5-man line. They're having some problems with that right now.
They're in a 4 right now.
They're in a 4-man set right now, and now they've backed a man off. They're really in a 3-man set.
Yep, with 3 up. And
only 3 rushing. Incomplete.
Now they had 3 men on number 44 that time. Both linebackers in front of him and Hohenberger behind him.
They had Tuttle surrounded that time. I'm not really sure he could have caught it had the pass been there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that play was covered.
Jeff Tuttle really burned North Lamar in the first half on that little dink over the middle, and this time North Lamar saw it coming and had him defensed.
Man enjoying the game.
Well, I don't know. A little camera shy.
Yeah.
A little camera shy, but having a good time nevertheless. Maybe a future Panther, who knows?
That's a future Panther, I'll bet you.
3rd down and 17 for Pleasant Grove. North Lamar jumps, gets back. Patterson back. 3-man rush. Over the middle deep. Has a man there. Intercepted. Hohenberger, 2nd time tonight. Penalty flag. No, beanbag is down. Tell you what, the guy's going to have to stop throwing that beanbag. That's all there is to it. That's twice tonight I've mistaken that for a penalty flag.
Now, Pleasant Grove quarterback just threw the ball up into the air. He was just hoping against hope. Now, they were pressing him pretty good back here, but he had time to throw the ball better than that.
Well, the last couple of times, North Lamar has gone to just a 3-man rush.
Yep.
Here's a chance to look at that interception by Hohenberger.
See, they're closing in on him, but he had time to throw the ball better.
And he just threw it right into 4 blue jerseys.
We didn't get the number. I think it was Stephen Hohenberger. It'll be first down and 10.
First and 10, North Lamar on the turnover. Spot the ball near the 20-yard line.
I'm anxious to see what offensive. Now, pitch it.
Hohenberg, he didn't have a chance to pitch it because Jason Ware was covered. Boy, Pleasant Grove played that as well as you can play that.
They've changed the coverage on it, is what they've done. Now, they've only had 1 man out here all night, but they've let him hand the ball off inside. This time, they had the man covered and gave him a false cue, and they had him and the other man covered. He couldn't pitch the ball, so the kid come in from behind him and hit him.
Well, Steve took a tap that
time. He did.
He got whacked pretty good.
Oh, he's a big kid. He can take tap. Now, when they do this, when they cover you like this, one of your receivers is going to be open. You're going to have to throw the ball. Or you're going to have to cut back to the backside of the field with a cross action in your backfield.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. They spot the ball at the North Lamar 15-yard line. Brown in motion.
There's
straight back, Hohenberger looking. Hit as he throws, incomplete. And
he's lucky he didn't get a flag on that.
Yeah, he is, because there was no eligible receiver over there.
Well, I believe we had 80.
No, 88 was all the way down the field.
Number 5 was up with it.
No, Revis is the other flanker that alternates. So
I thought, well, maybe he thought somebody was on his bench.
Maybe he did, but there are only white jerseys in the area where he threw the ball.
Yeah. As long as you're throwing it at somebody, the other guys can catch it too. You know.
Steve Anthony was all the way downfield. He wasn't anywhere near that pass. 3rd and 13. Well, North Lamar may have to punt if they can't find a first down.
There's a quick pass.
Incomplete.
A little high. He would not have had the first down. He would have had it on the run.
Number 5.
Jerry Revis, the intended receiver.
4th down and 13.
4th and 13, and now they've got to punt. And
we will find out about the punt game.
Ashford is the punter, and he has been inconsistent.
We shall see. I saw him in pregame.
Jason, a 210-pound junior, if he ever learns how to put that weight into some leverage, he could kick that ball an awful long way.
He was really getting a pretty spiral and an over. You know, the ball was going over and coming down on the nose. Let's see if he can do it here.
Good snap. Here comes the
for the block. Kicked it in over in.
He gets a little funky roll on that. It's going to take a North Lamar bounce over the 45, down around the 46. Wasn't anything wrong with that punt.
No, they got it out of the hole. That's as good as you can hope for.
I think Coach Holt is saying now, why didn't I punt at the end of the first quarter?
Got it out of the hole.
Well, Pleasant Grove gets the ball in good field position there at the North Lamar 46-yard line. Don't forget to patronize our sponsors, particularly those people brave enough to feed this crew.
That's right.
Dave Gilbert and all the folks at Pizza Inn. He's got a pretty good buffet down there.
Yes,
too.
He does.
Golly. And Phil Taylor and the gang at Phil's Hickory House. That's good stick to your ribs barbecue right there. Don't forget Joe Taylor and KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, his $3.99 lunch buffet. I'll tell you what, between those three, you could fill yourself up and not have to eat for a week.
Got him. Beautiful.
Nice play, North Lamar defense. Just a straight handoff to the single running back, Deskin.
Drew Crawford saw that one coming. When he came through the line, he got through the hole, saw the handoff going the other way, and came down the line instead of coming way on inside. And when the kid stepped through the line with the ball, he hit him from the side. Boy, it was a good lick.
Yeah, when Drew hits you, you feel a 260-pound junior, just a growing boy.
That's a good lick.
Deskin may say, don't run me at him anymore tonight.
They were
nice
trying to run away
level
from him.
Shot. North Lamar defense digging in on 2nd down and 10. Martin Patterson, there's that option. He's got the corner, found a seam on his feet inside the 35-yard line, and that's enough for a Pleasant Grove first down.
Our linebackers have got, somebody's blocking our backers. And they're doing a very, very good job of it. Our linebackers
let's see if we have a chance to look at the replay on this. Let's see if our replay guys can bring this one up, and maybe we can have a chance to look at it before they run the next play.
We got a little time. Yeah, number 54 got blocked off by the guard or the tackle. You can't
Bowerman's getting caught inside.
You cannot let your backers get blocked.
Yep, they're getting caught inside, and they can't get out to the corner to cut it off. Okay, thank you very much, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are good. Guys in the bus, right on top of the situation. Ask for a replay, and there it is.
To get me one of those little John Madden doohickeys.
Yeah, we need a telestrator now. There's that delayed draw again, and Deska this time is at the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd down and 10.
What did you call that thing?
Delayed draw?
No, that little thing where you draw on the screen.
Yeah, the telestrator.
Telestrator. Okay.
You need one of those.
Yes. Okay.
Well, we could get you a magic marker and then have to take a picture of the screen here, you know. Little glass cleaner, we just clean it off for the next play.
That's how you can tell if you have an Aggie using your computer. You got whiteout all over the screen.
Don't tell that joke. My brother-in-law is an Aggie.
Well, I like Aggies. That's why I tell jokes about them.
Okay.
Good school. Good school.
2nd down. North Lamar jumped. That was Bowerman coming on a blitz. And the handoff and, well, actually a short pass.
He didn't make many yards on that one.
No, but they're going to get 5 because Lewis got caught on the stunt in
I'm
the
not so
neutral
sure
zone.
they didn't jump, too. Now, I think they should have whistled that one dead and given 5 to Pleasant Grove.
Now, let's see who this is going on right now. Here comes the official signal. Dead ball procedure against Pleasant Grove.
Thought I saw a kid moving.
Lewis was drawn across, and
now he jumped and made the other kid move, and when he moved, he
one of those Lawrence Taylor twitches, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, well, it'll be
exactly
2nd and 15. Well, we have a chance to take a look at it one more time. Let's see if we can find out where the movement in the Pleasant Grove line occurred. There's,
see the guard jump?
Yeah, well, the center flinched too before he snapped the ball. Yep. So actually what they said was Lewis got back. He managed to pull himself back out of the neutral zone in time.
It doesn't matter. Once that kid's hands touches the ground, if he moves before the ball is snapped, it's motion.
All over.
It's all over. They should have whistled it dead, though, is what they should have done.
Tell the cold front hasn't come through. There's still too many bugs around here.
Yes.
Lots of wildlife trying to visit the booth. 2nd and a long 15, and there's a pass. Caught.
Caught it in the seam.
Complete to number 33, brought down by the Panthers.
Gee whiz. Chuck Weber on the reception, and it'll be 3rd and short.
3rd and 3.
Boy, from 2nd and 15, you just don't like to give up that kind of yardage on a 2nd down play.
I can't understand if that guy is that covered where all the people were. Yeah, how come he was that open?
3rd down and 3, and Pleasant Grove has shown themselves quite capable of getting this in at least one, and this is 2-down territory for them. 4:57 to go in a fast-moving 3rd quarter, and, well, North Lamar's had the ball once. Pleasant Grove's had it for the 2nd time on this drive. Yep, North.
Yeah, they moved again.
They moved, but no flag.
All right. Now it's 4th and about.
Now I saw the tight end on this side move.
I thought maybe if it was a back, he can move. The way they had the set up, if it was a back, he can raise that hand and move backwards.
Okay.
As long as he's not going forward, he can move.
All right. Well, they covered Patterson.
It was a slot back. Yeah.
Running the favorite play of the first half that got him a lot of yards. This time doesn't get him but a loss of 1. It'll be 4th and 4.
You notice that's the first time he's run it to his left. He's been running it to his right all night long.
Let's see if he goes back to the right or if he chooses to throw this time. They have a double wing.
Here he comes.
He wants to throw that little out right there.
All right, he broke it up. All right, we had him covered tight.
Yes, sir.
They were waiting on that.
Finally covered him tight. Stephen Anthony on the far side for North Lamar defensively.
Beautiful defensive play. A beautiful defensive play.
Be quite honest, the ball was there, catchable, but I think somebody heard footsteps coming from behind. And
I believe he got a hand in it after the kid's hands got on it. I believe he broke it up.
Now North Lamar holds on 4th down. They get the ball back at their own 29, and that's a very important defensive stand for the Panthers. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. We're still tied at 14. And the last time we heard, I guess maybe is that us? Yeah, that is us. Wave and say hi to the folks. Yeah,
no, that's not us.
I don't know who that is. Maybe it was a picture
we don't know.
There's that little counter up the middle to Jason Ware over the 30, down around the 32. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Last time we heard, it was 0-0. Paris and Dallas Jesuit going into the 4th quarter of play. Now Paris may be 0-2-1 as they prepare for Euless Trinity a week from Saturday night.
I believe Paris would settle for a tie right now just to get something out of the.
Oh yeah.
That last column.
2nd down and a long 7 for North Lamar. Hohenberger, the quarterback. Hand off, McDonald found a little running room out close to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up third and about 5.
We're going to try to just beat them, big them. Going to out-big them in the middle.
Number 1, Rico McDonald.
Coach Felty's wife and daughter.
34-yard line. A gain of 3.
TV star.
9 and 4.
Look up here, girl. There you are.
There's a future Pantherette.
Yep.
Yeah. I know they're the Pleasant Grove Hawks, but that looks like a black and gold skunk to me, huh?
Oh, let's not get into mascots. There he is.
Hohenberger to Anthony, first down. On his feet, another yard or two, and first and 10 North Lamar at the 41. The stop applied over there by Travis Welch of Pleasant Grove. And here's a young lady. I don't think she's waving at our camera person, though. She might have seen Grandpa and Grandma down there.
Russell Johns, first down and 10.
She may be. Who's she waving? I think she's waving at that whatever that is down there that you called it, that mascot.
Skunk. No, hawk.
A gain of 9 on the play.
Now the hawk and the panther are together.
First down here, and we're in their territory.
First and 10 North Lamar.
Oh, caught us at the line.
That was McDonald, and
they're waiting on him.
He had a lot of downfield blocking. I kept waiting for Rico to break past and catch up with his blocking. He never did. There were a lot of white shirts around Rico McDonald, and no gain. Second down and 10.
And Brian Park.
Unusual shot. Well, I'll tell you what, the guy with the field cameras all over the place, isn't he?
He's up in the stands shooting right now.
John
going to watch these introduction of these cheerleaders.
To chain that guy down. It's moving around entirely too much.
That's some unusual camera angles tonight.
Well, John's an unusual kind of guy.
Hey.
Second down and 10 for North Lamar at their own 41.
Throw it.
Play action. Hohenberger rolling the other way. Caught.
You got 9 yards out of it. Third and 1.
To number 5 for the Panthers.
Jerry Revis.
Jerry Revis is.
Jerry made sure he got it. He did the right thing. A lot of people would say, well, he should have caught the ball not going down, but he made sure he cradled that ball into his chest and got that 9 yards.
I don't know if he could have caught it any other way. Hohenberger was rolling.
He's under pressure.
Well, he's rolling to the left side. He's a right-hander.
He had to loft it over the.
So he was throwing across his body.
Yep. And there were people chasing him.
Yeah, he was being chased. He was lucky to get it there.
Yep.
Third and 2. Let's call it a gain of 8.
Now just out-big them. Run it right up their middle. Right there.
And McDonald's close.
80 yard.
He'll be about a half yard short.
That's in their end of the field. I guess we'll have to punt it. I don't know.
And number 84.
I would.
Brian Park.
I would put Hohenberger at fullback and run it right up the middle. That's what I would do.
50 seconds to go in the third quarter. And North Lamar is going to go for it. They are.
Go for it.
Anthony and Revis are coming in with the play call from the sideline.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't throw the ball here. Now you think about it. What are they looking for?
Yep.
What have we succeeded with?
Rolling the ball.
Play action right up the middle and chunk that tater.
4th and 1. North Lamar at the Pleasant Grove 49. Hohenberger. Quarterback sneak first down. That big old bull is still on his feet. 208-pound senior quarterback rolls all the way down to the Pleasant Grove 40-yard line, and that time Jimmy Metzger got out of his way at the center spot.
There was no doubt that play.
Hohenberger was through.
Now there it is, whatever that is.
That's supposed to be a hawk, but I guarantee you take that bill off and it's a skunk. No way in the world that's a sick-looking hawk right there. I wouldn't call that a bird of prey myself.
Unless it was P-R-A-Y.
They're going to run that quarterback sneak again. Well, they got 8 yards on it the first time. They're going to get about 4 yards on it
this time,
And that's the final play of the third quarter. North Lamar driving in Pleasant Grove territory. Our final 12 minutes of play coming up. Our score, North Lamar 14, Pleasant Grove 14. Fourth quarter of action is coming up right after this.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
He leads me beside still water.
He restores my soul.
He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
I will fear no evil, for you are with me.
Your rod and your staff, they comfort me.
You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies.
You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life.
And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Fourth quarter of play coming up. North Lamar with the football, driving at the Pleasant Grove 37-yard line. A fast-moving third quarter. Second quarter's been the longest quarter of the night. That went some 47 minutes.
That was a long quarter.
Yep.
That was worth the whole ticket to get to watch that quarter.
Second down and 6. Second down and 6, and here we go. North Lamar on the quick pitch. Jason Ware looks for a seam, gets by one man, down inside the 35, down to the 33. It'll bring up third and about 2 for North Lamar, and the Pleasant Grove folks getting tired. Martin Patterson, the quarterback, also plays in the defensive backfield, and he was a little slow getting up. And there is a Pleasant Grove player down at the North Lamar 36-yard line.
You know, that's the first injury we've had tonight.
It's going to be third down and
We haven't had an injury, or the game stopped because of an injury yet.
Oh, the way they're handling it, it looks like he might have had the breath
wind
knocked out
of him. Yeah.
Lost his wind. He's back up. He's okay.
He has to come out of the game for a play.
That's
but
Travis Welch for Pleasant Grove, but he's okay.
You know, that's the worst injury can happen to you. You think you're going to die, and then all of a sudden your breath comes back, and you're all right.
That diaphragm paralyzed for just a moment. And you're sitting there thinking that you're never going to be able to breathe again.
It will never happen again.
North Lamar, third and a short 2 at the Pleasant Grove 33. Trying to keep this drive alive. 4 down territory, hand off. Nice stutter step. Ware outside, first down, inside the 25-yard line.
Vincent Ashford on the tackle, number 5, Martin Patterson.
That's first down easily.
Martin Patterson on the tackle for Pleasant Grove, but Jason Ware on the carry all the way down to the
25-yard line.
24. Let's call it a gain of 9. It'll be first and 10, North Lamar.
If we score here, it's going to be a very, very interesting fourth quarter.
See a lot of 3-man front, and let's make sure that they don't throw anything deep on us.
One more pickoff in the backfield and score, and it would be over.
Tied at 14, just under 11 and a half minutes to play. Handoff, Rico McDonald powers down close to the 20-yard line.
There's a little late hit right there.
And from behind.
Number 1, Rico McDonald.
Eric Johnson came in late from behind, but no penalty flag. And
they've really shut McDonald down this half. That's only about the second or third time he tried to carry since halftime, and he made yards this time, but the other 2 he didn't.
Is the 21-yard line.
They really defense. Of course, he made 130-something yards on him.
He had 132 yards the first half. Gain of 3, second down and 7. Running the option, Hohenberger cuts inside, keeps his feet, stumbles down to the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 5. So it should be third and about 2 for North Lamar.
Yeah, they're going to spot him back a little bit there.
Maybe third and 3.
No, it's third and 2. They got him. He got 5.
At the 16-yard
line. He pulled out of a tackle. Had he kept his feet, he might have scored.
Kid got a handle on him.
North Lamar doing a couple of things, Newt. They're picking up the first downs. They're chewing up the clock, and hopefully they're going in for some points.
Yeah, they're down to about 10 minutes left in the game.
Third and 2, North Lamar, just outside the Pleasant Grove 15, and the Hawks have a 6-man defensive front. Here comes Hohenberger. Lost the football, falls on it at the 6-yard line.
Oh, my word.
First and goal, and Steve is sitting there saying, what did I do? There were 6 points right there, and I dropped the football. He's shaking his head as he goes back to the huddle.
He got around the corner just as clean as he could be, and
here's a chance to watch it one more time.
Let's see if anybody hit him. I don't think they did.
I don't think so. I think this was...
He made a fake right there. No? Somebody kicked the ball. Kicked the ball out of
behind,
his hands.
Got back on it. First and goal, North Lamar at the 6. Deep sigh of relief. They're going to run that same play. Hohenberger on his feet. What a great move.
Beautiful play. Boy, he put that hand down and kept his balance and got the ball over the line in the air.
When he felt himself going, he kicked himself into the end zone.
He surely did. That was a beautiful play.
20-14, North Lamar.
9:46 left in the half.
Ashford on to attempt the extra point. Game.
Yep.
We played more than a half.
Yes, we have.
The second quarter was more than
second half. Second half. Till the end.
Now let's see if North Lamar can get to 2-1 on the year.
I was fixing to say, this will be an all-time first for us for the year right here with an extra point.
Yes, sir.
Low snap.
Got the kick up.
I believe he got it.
Got it. Ashford kicks it through. It is 21-14, North Lamar.
Here's a replay.
Here's a touchdown.
You won't see a better high school run than that one right there. Did you see him lay that ball over his head so you make sure it was across the line before he hit the ground? It's beautiful. That's just knowing where that end zone is.
Nice run by Steve Hohenberger, the North Lamar quarterback. 21-14 Panthers. And now it'll be bombs away on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Martin Patterson, I think, will not be too shy about putting this up. 9:46 to go. Still plenty of time for Pleasant Grove. Touchdown on a two-point conversion puts the Hawks ahead for the first time tonight. But we won't talk about that. Let's see if North Lamar does that hash mark to hash mark kick again. Ashford is out there. And Brian Weatherford for North Lamar.
The center, Jimmy Metzger, extra point.
I love this. Weatherford tees it up, make sure it's all copacetic out there, and then it's Ashford that kicks the ball.
Yep. Well, now, either one of them can kick it.
They are. You know, it's a setup. You got to figure out which one's going to kick it, but it's been Ashford all night long.
I've never seen anybody set up except straight against them, though. I've never seen anybody favor it.
Ashford again. From one hash mark to its opposite number, taken there. Cutting back across the field, hit spun around, and swarmed under at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, North Lamar on the return. Philip Norton for Pleasant Grove.
You know, the theory behind that is that if you kick that ball short and high, your guys get down quicker, and they're right. But there's another theory on that. If they have to turn and play a wedge against this sideline right here, they've already made their 20 yards on you. If they get anything going straight up that sideline except that, it's just gravy. You got to have your best kids over here on this side.
Well, the Pantherettes and the Blue Diamonds drill team are really rocking the stadium right now. 21-14 North Lamar. Panthers looking for their second win in 3 tries. There's Patterson. He gets away, still on his feet, and whoa! Somebody tried to decapitate him up around the 35.
That was Tracy Fitzgerald. He hit his own man. I mean, he had him lined up, but he got the kid that made the tackle. Boy, he cracked him. Woo! Good lick,
man.
We had a good lick, folks.
Gain of 6 on that carry by Patterson, but if he had stayed
Fitzgerald
standing
hurt
up,
his ankle too.
Well, Patterson stands up one more second. He's maybe not going to get up because Tracy
Hohenberger's coming in for Fitzgerald. He did turn his ankle a little bit on that play. Of course, I think I want Hohenberger in there too if they start throwing the ball.
Steve has had 2 interceptions tonight. 2nd down and 4. Deskin on the carry.
Got him this time.
And he got about half of it, 3rd and 2.
Tripped up by Casey Roberts and
looked like
probably about 3rd and 3, really. That's a long 2 right there.
Randall Mahan on the tackle as Philip Holt has run some backup folks in on defense to give his first teamers a little bit of a rest. Well, it has been humid, and it has not been nearly as cool as the weather people told us it would be.
And the wind is not blowing out of the north yet.
Right now, weathermen rank right up there with, I guess, lawyers and politicians. Patterson on the option, looking, hitting the backfield, tries to cut up, now cuts back, still on his feet. What a run by the quarterback for Pleasant Grove, Martin Patterson, down at the 50-yard line.
Well, I tell you, the kid has really earned the yards he's gotten tonight. That was a beautiful play. He just picked his way around. We hit him 3 times and still have yet to get that kid down.
You have to be impressed with the way he keeps his feet moving, keeps his balance, and he is always hunting and looking for that little bubble that gives him the extra yard.
He is an outstanding ball carrier for a 3A quarterback. Can you imagine what it'd be if they had their first string back in there to take some of the pressure off of him.
I'm trying not to. First and 10, Pleasant Grove at the midfield stripe. Hawks trail 21-14. Deskin, 4 yards, second down and about 6.
If they do drive down and score, I'm actually see if they go for 2.
You know, it will really depend on how much time is left. Now we're under 8 minutes.
Yeah. Of course, being essentially a pre-district game, you can take a chance on getting a win by going for 2. I know what I'd do if I were them. I'd run that quarterback around that end, or I'd throw that ball to that tight end, 1 or 2.
Where they spot Deskin's knee down, it is second down and 7. So Chris Deskin, a gain of 3 on the last carry. North Lamar showing a 4-man defensive front. Patterson
Quick
wants
pass.
to throw.
It's there.
Long downfield, the defender fell down, and the pass was just overthrown.
That was McDonald.
Intended for number 85.
Steve Crowder, the intended receiver.
Defending number 1, Rico McDonald, brings up third down.
Late in the fourth quarter, 3-0 Dallas Jesuit over Paris. So that defensive struggle remains a defensive struggle, but Jesuit now with the upper hand. Third down and 7 following that incompletion, and perhaps one of the worst passes Martin Patterson has thrown tonight. His receiver was open.
No, he wasn't that far off the mark either.
Yeah, that's the worst pass he's thrown all night. That wasn't too badly thrown. Straight back to the outside, throwing on timing, and that one just slipped out of his hands.
Yeah, it did. He had that in almost end over end.
And that was
brings up 4th down.
Listening to the Texas A&M game the last week, and they were talking about the kickoff going end under end, and
under end,
which means it was going this way rather than this way, you know. And I thought, that's the first time I've heard it described that way, but
that sounds like a Yankee.
Yeah.
End under end.
Fourth down and 7 for Pleasant Grove. Of course, they're making the big money, and we're not. So.
Oh, hey, who says we're not?
7:23.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, excuse me. 7:23 to go in this one. North Lamar 21, Pleasant Grove 14. The Hawks will apparently punt.
Still plenty of time in this game.
Good snap. Nice kick. Hohenberger takes it on the run. Did he call for a fair catch? Yeah, he did.
I didn't see him. On the fair catch.
Hohenberger
no, the other guy called for the fair catch. Steven didn't like that either. He wanted to run with the ball.
Yeah, they're going to mark it down at around the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 North Lamar.
It's all right.
Obviously, Willie Bailey is hoping his Pleasant Grove defense now can rise up, stop North Lamar, and take advantage of what has reportedly been an inconsistent North Lamar kicking game to get good field position, give his Hawks a chance to win this one late.
If we can make 2 or 3 first downs right here, it would really put a dent in Pleasant Grove's chances. But you got to get that first one.
Split backs behind Hohenberger. They run away from the wide side of the field. Hohenberger on the keeper. Still on his feet. Up the sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds over the 35-yard line, rather. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 32.
Yep.
1st and 10 North Lamar.
Kid's keeping his balance very, very well.
They rotated to the strong side of the formation, which was set to the short side of the field.
The man who was supposed to tackle him could not tackle him by himself, which is what's been happening to us. You know, when their quarterback, Patterson, comes around that end, we have not been able to tackle him with the man who is supposed to be doing the tackling on him.
Patterson's not a bad-sized kid at 180 pounds.
He's a big old kid.
Hohenberger at 208 pounds at that quarterback spot for North Lamar. On the option, looks upfield. Nice defensive play that time.
Had 2 of them, though, that got him.
Tackled by number 26 for the Hawks.
Eddie Jones on the tackle for Pleasant Grove.
If Stephen Hohenberger goes to the dance tonight, I bet he doesn't cut the rug too much. He's going to be tired.
He's going to be tired.
He has really worked hard.
It's a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9, but the Pleasant Grove defense stacked that one up pretty good. Pushed the offensive end back into Steve Hohenberger's line of attack, and that's eventually what brought him down. Unbalanced line, strong right. Little quick pass. Revis caught. On his feet, 1st down and more.
Okay.
Into Pleasant Grove territory at the 48.
For the Panthers, Jerry Revis.
That was a tough run by Jerry Revis after the catch.
Under 6.5 minutes to go. And we're in their end of the field, and we've got a lead, and we're driving.
48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Everything is looking good.
Well, Paris drops to 0-3 on the year as they lose to Dallas Jesuit tonight by a final score of 3-0.
Tough season so far. Tough season.
They played some tough folks, and it doesn't get any easier next week. Euless Trinity on Saturday night.
Or the week after.
And Hillcrest after that. Nice run. Jason Ware got 10, maybe 11.
They're going to give him 9.
They're going to give him 9.5.
Get technical.
Well, I mean, that's close enough for the first down. What the heck? Oh, well, let's give him 9 yards officially, 2nd down and 1. Nice run, Jason Ware, and I believe that the size of North Lamar beginning to tell a little bit on that Pleasant Grove defensive front. 5:38 to go on this one. 21-14. North Lamar by 7 over the Hawks. Whoop, nobody there. Hohenberger on a busted play gets a couple 3 yards as he drags Travis Welch with him across the line of scrimmage.
He made first down. That's what counts.
Yeah, he got the first down.
First down and 10 for the Panthers.
And I would be remiss if we didn't welcome the folks watching this game in Texarkana.
Yes.
As we supply it to Channel 35. Gary Underwood and all the fine folks over there at Beach Street First Baptist Church.
I guarantee you, no matter how this game turns out, both sides played a very good ball game. It's been a good game to watch.
1st and 10, North Lamar at the Pleasant Grove 36. Jason Ware still on his feet.
Number 22.
Inside the 30, down around the 27-yard line.
And number 4.
Under 5 minutes.
Well, North Lamar has shown that they can crank it up in the second half. Tied at 14 at the half. North Lamar scoring early here in the fourth quarter. And now on their way again. Apparently, points here would pretty well turn out the lights on Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
2nd down and a short 3 as Ware credited with 7 yards on that last carry. Hohenberger, quarterback sneak, and he will punch it forward for the first down inside the 25-yard line, down around the 24. North Lamar doing what they need to do, and they've got the ball. They're running it effectively. They've thrown when they had to, and they're moving that clock. 4:14 to go on this ball game. 21-14, and the North Lamar Panthers driving seemingly inexorably down the field to
eating that clock up.
Perhaps their second victory of the year in 3 ball games.
This is a tough little team that they're playing right here.
North Lamar on the road the next couple of weeks at Clarksville and at Hooks.
Yep.
Look at the Panther. Got that Batman outfit on. Here's Ware around the left side for a gain of about 2, maybe 3. They went wide that time where they had been punishing Pleasant Grove up the middle.
Gain is marked for the 22. A gain of 2.
Under 4 minutes.
Well, I don't think the Panther's going to be any threat anytime soon to the real crime fighter in Gotham City, but you never can tell. 3.5 minutes to go.
They're the same color.
And they have the same affinity for good-looking girls, don't they?
That's right.
3:19 to play in this one. North Lamar driving, 2nd down and 8. There's the pass to the outside. Revis, a nice catch on the outside, inside the 10.
He lost the ball.
And did he fumble?
He fumbled, and Pleasant Grove got it back. 3 minutes left in the game.
And a fumble.
Boy, what a great catch by Jerry Revis, and then he couldn't hold on to it as he was going down inside the 10.
He had it long enough they counted it as a reception.
Pleasant Grove gets it back on the fumble, and they will have it 1st and 10. Watch the catch.
Beautiful catch.
What a nice catch. And then
they just stripped the ball. They stripped the ball away from him.
Right there, and Pleasant Grove on it at the 8-yard line.
You know, I'm glad they fell on it instead of picking it up and running with it, because there was nobody between them and the goal.
A 14-yard.
That's the new rule this year.
Nice camera work to pick up that particular play. Boy, Revis made a great catch out there. Just couldn't hold on to the football. 3:09 to play. Pleasant Grove's last shot. 1st and 10 from the Hawk 8.
Yeah,
penalty flags down as the flanker on this side twitched a little bit.
Now, if that was a back, he can twitch all he wants to. Let's see what they call. He must have twitched forward.
I think he twitched forward and never got set. By the time he twitched, they snapped the ball. That's illegal procedure, and that's a 5-yard penalty.
That hurt him.
Actually, half the distance. This will go back to about the 4-yard line.
Fumble or an interception here would be off the road. It's going to be hard. I don't know. They can go the length of the field in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
About four of those
Martin Patterson runs or a pass to Tuttle, who has not caught a pass here in the second half.
No, he hasn't. They had one attempt to him.
Group of our local constabulary along the sideline. Patterson wants to throw. Pressured, sacked.
Now, is it in the end zone? No, it's on the 1-yard line.
Makes the stop on the quarterback, number 5.
He made sure he didn't get back in the end zone.
At the 1-foot line.
That's 2 points.
I think that was Jeremy Offit on the sack.
Clock's running. It's under 3 minutes.
North Lamar has come up with some big defensive plays now when they've needed them. Second down and a whole bunch. 17 officially for Pleasant Grove from inside their 1. The point to reach the 18-yard line, and the Hawks, with this final opportunity, perhaps are going the wrong direction. 2:28 to play in this game. Patterson on the option. Ducks inside, back outside, still on his feet over the 5, down around the 8.
Never did like that.
And it'll be 3rd down and about 10 yards for the Hawks from their own 8-yard line.
Coming up on 2 minutes.
Hohenberger, Frierson, Lewis Bowerman all over on the tackle for North Lamar.
8-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10 for the Hawks.
Clock continuing to run with less than 2 minutes to play. Well, the Hawks need the first down here, and then they need a big play.
They're going to need a couple of big plays. They haven't really gone long on anything tonight except the one run a while ago.
21-14 North Lamar. 3rd and 10 for Pleasant Grove from their 8. Patterson on the option, cuts it up. This time they stop him after a gain of about 3. He's out over the 10, maybe the 11-yard line. 4th down for Pleasant Grove. 1:29 to go. And now a timeout has been called on the field by Pleasant Grove as they will talk it over. They're obviously going to go for it on 4th down, and now Willie Bailey and his coaching staff just want to make sure what play they're going to run on 4th and about 7.
Well, if they don't make it, it's going to be a short way to the goal line for North Lamar. I know that's what they're thinking right now. But they owe it to their kids to try it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how 14-4A falls out this week. Sulphur Springs ran into a good Tyler Lee team last week and lost for the first time.
Yes, it did.
And
did you see what happened to Kilgore?
Yeah, sure did. Did you see who beat Kilgore?
Yes, I did.
Mount Pleasant, a program that wasn't considered to be that much of a factor in the district this year, stepped up and beat a pretty doggone good Kilgore team. And that will cause some consternation around the district, because a lot of folks weren't looking at Mount Pleasant and seeing a whole lot of trouble over there.
It'll be 4th down and 7 for the Hawks.
Of course, Atlanta beat Liberty Ilo last week. Texas High over Longview Pine Tree. And, well, let's see. Sulphur Springs had a pretty good lead on Greenville at the half tonight. Arkansas High at LE. That'll be an interesting contest. Texas High at Fort Worth Southwest. Mount Pleasant playing at Pittsburgh tonight. And, of course, we've already relayed the Dallas Jesuit Paris score. 3-0, the Rangers over the Wildcats. Patterson on 4th down, going deep, overthrown, incomplete. North Lamar will take over. Clock stopped at 1:23 to go in the ball game.
You can put out the fire and call in the dogs, because I believe this hunt's over. I believe we got this one in the bag.
I wouldn't be too surprised if North Lamar just didn't run it up the middle about 3 times and run the clock out.
That'll be all it'll take.
21-14 North Lamar. Pleasant Grove, a last-ditch 4th down attempt from their own 11 on 4th and 7 fails. And the Panthers appear to be on their way to victory number 2 in 1992.
We got a whole new bunch in there, a new quarterback, the whole business.
Yeah. Opening weekend win over Quinlan, 33-12. That is Michael O'Neill at quarterback for North Lamar. Hand off right up the middle inside the 10-yard line, and still on his feet. Dropped after a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Stephen Matthews on the carry for the Panthers. Clock runs at 1:10 to go, but Opening weekend win over Quinlan. They lost to Bonham last week after leading 13-0 at one point. Led this one 14-0 before Pleasant Grove came back and tied it up at 14 at the end of the first half.
I think Coach Holt has to be very pleased with the penalty situation tonight.
Yep.
I spoke too soon. I'll
soon.
Shut up. I promise.
Be quiet. Well, yeah. Gosh, Newt, that was Jason Ashford, I believe, on the outside that picked up that motion penalty.
Well, up until that point, Coach Holt had to be pleased about the penalty situation. They had really gotten hurt last week on little penalties, 5 yards here and 5 yards there, stopping drives.
115 yards in penalties total last week.
But they really cut it down this week.
Really tied at 14 after 3 quarters tonight. North Lamar scoring the winning touchdown here in the 4th.
Can't say enough about North Lamar's quarterback, Stephen Hornberger. He really played a good game tonight.
Now, once again, right up the middle, that is
same play.
The same play, Stephen Matthews, and he lost the football, but it's whistled down. Pleasant Grove thought they were going to run it in for the tying touchdown, but the whistle
took
had
the ball away from him after he was down. Is what happened.
Philip Norton was on his way the other way, and the referee kept saying, "Come back here, Philip. Give me the ball." And the clock stopped at 44 seconds to go in this one. 3rd and long for North Lamar. Inside the Pleasant Grove 15. And the Hawks call timeout. Now they're hoping to get the ball back and maybe throw a couple of Hail Marys before this one is all over with. Of course, the originator of the Hail Mary was in Dallas tonight watching his son play against the Paris Wildcats.
We hope he was there. Hey,
let me put it to you this way. If my son was playing football at Jesuit, even though I was Roger Staubach, I think I'd be there, don't you?
I would watch the ball game, I sure would.
Jeff Staubach is starting offensive guard for the Jesuit Rangers this year. Now North Lamar trying to put the wraps on this win tonight over Pleasant Grove. It's not over yet, though, and we've seen some wild and crazy things happen in high school football.
Yes, we do. That is a fact.
21-14 North Lamar. 3rd and about 10 at the Pleasant Grove 11-yard line. 44 seconds to play in this one. Hawks hoping for one last shot at the football. Guess what? Hohenberger's back in a quarterback.
Oh, we're going to make sure on this one.
First unit back in. Running the option. At the 5-yard line, still on his feet and struggling inside the 5. Down around the 2-yard line, and they will stop the clock while they unpile the folks down inside the Pleasant Grove 5.
They put him back in because of what Pleasant Grove was doing, calling timeouts and trying to strip the ball and the whole business like that. So they put their A bunch back in. They're not really trying their best to score here. What they're trying to do is keep a hold of the ball.
34 seconds to go in this one. It'll be 4th down for North Lamar. They'll spot the ball at about the 4-yard line in Pleasant Grove territory. And as soon as Philip Holt saw that Pleasant Grove was going to take advantage of the fact that his second unit offense was in and they were going to stop the clock and try and get the ball back one more time, he turned around and put the first unit offense back in to try and run this one out. A reminder to our viewers in the Paris area, no football on Channel 27 next week as both North Lamar and Paris are out of town.
3 to go.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with the Paris High homecoming game when they host the Dallas Hillcrest Panthers at Noyes Stadium. Hopefully between now and then they'll pick up a win. But they've got to go up a class in 5A and play Euless Trinity.
It's going to be tough to
on Saturday night of next week.
Trinity's got a good ball club, I think.
Hohenberger in the end zone, incomplete. Revis had it in his hands, but it was broken up very nicely by Pleasant Grove.
30 seconds.
And that was Chris Deskin on the defensive play for the Hawks. Nice play by Deskin. Revis had it in his hands, and Deskin just took it away from him, knocked it down. 30 seconds to play, and I would imagine Martin Patterson going to chunk that tater a few times before this clock expires.
I want to say hello to my nephew down in Texarkana.
Still like your nephew down in Texarkana?
Yes. My little brother doesn't live down there anymore, but his son stayed when he got transferred. still lives out, I believe, on the Wamba Highway.
First and 10, Pleasant Grove at their own 4-yard line with 30 seconds to go. Patterson, little out route.
The pass to number 85
is complete. Steve Crowder. Well, they'll stop the clock to move. Yeah, it's a first down out of the 15.
First and 10.
They will stop the clock to move the chains, and Pleasant Grove is immediately at the line of scrimmage. They had a couple called in the huddle,
yes, they
I
did.
believe.
Yes, they did.
Timeout to move the chains.
They have not given up.
First and 10, Hawks from their own 15-yard line. They wind the clock. Crowder throws it into the ground to stop it. Or check that, Patterson.
They're going to try to go long here.
And now he'll go confer with Willie Bailey and the rest of the...
That's not a timeout. He's only got 25 seconds.
He's going to get the play call. He's going to have to hurry because he's taking his time.
It's not a timeout.
Now, the ball just now has been signaled ready for play, so it's 25 seconds from that signal. Yeah. Be quite honest, he had 25. He got a good 30 seconds to go over there and talk to his coach before they signaled the ball ready for play.
It's a hard way to get a play going and get deep, though, in that amount of time.
Second down and 10, Pleasant Grove. That's not important. They're 85 yards away from the potential tying touchdown. 21-14, 17 seconds to go. Patterson half roll. Looking deep, has a man. Nope.
I almost thought he was
knocked around by Rico McDonald and then almost caught over there by Don Murray.
I thought Rico picked it off, but he didn't.
Third down and 10.
Third and 10 for Pleasant Grove, and the clock will stop on the incompletion with 11 seconds to play.
We need to pick one of these off just to get it over with.
Well, North Lamar fans are going to be real happy with their team at 2-1. As they go on the road to Clarksville.
Yep.
Not a major road trip, just about 30 minutes over there to Red River County. And watch them play the Blue Tigers next week. Patterson back, going deep down the side, and that one is thrown out of bounds.
Caught it out of bounds.
That was intercepted out of bounds.
Coach was really
tried to sell that one, didn't he?
Coach is saying, "Oh, come on, give it to him."
Tried to sell that one. 5 seconds left. Fourth down coming up. Final play of the ball game coming up.
Really wanted that one.
Well, Stephen Anthony had the interception, but he was a good 2 feet out of bounds when he controlled the balls.
Coach was really wanting him to get that one.
(21-14) North Lamar, and some of the Panther faithful, confident that victory is within their grasp, are beginning to leave our Almatic Stadium. Martin Patterson will try one more time. Quarterback draw. And that's
he slipped and fell.
Slipped and fell as he made the cut. That's the game, and North Lamar goes to 2-1 on the year. Our final from our Almatic Stadium, 21-14, and Martin Patterson was hurt on that last play. He had a leg sort of collapse on him when he tried to make that
went out from under him. Yeah.
And now Pleasant Grove's coaching staff will come out on the field to tend to quarterback Martin Patterson. He went down a little funny when he made that cut. Looked like he might have slipped, but he might have had something collapse underneath him too.
Muscle cramp. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it after the way the kid had to run on that.
Played offense and defense tonight. He's gone both ways and hasn't had a whole lot of rest. Well, Newt, an interesting ball game tonight.
Yes,
North Lamar went out on top, 6-0, missed the extra point. Came back to on that interception by Steve Hohenberger, ran it all the way down inside the Pleasant Grove 10 and scored from there. That made it 14-0 on the 2-point conversion pass. But Pleasant Grove, never say die, took the ensuing kickoff, drove right down the field, made it 14-6. They missed their extra point. Right. We're going to stop coming to football games because the kickers cannot kick extra points when we come to football games. We saw that in the Paris area when Paris played McKinney and Denison. So we're not going to come to any more football games. We'll do these long distance from now on. But then Pleasant Grove got the ball back. North Lamar on a 4th down at midfield near the end of the second quarter failed to make the first down. Pleasant Grove took the ball and took it right down to score at the end of the half. Patterson took it around the left side on the quarterback option, made it 14-14. And that's where we were all the way through the end of the third quarter of play. It finally took Steve Hohenberger going over from about 2.5 yards out on the quarterback keep. A nice run by Hohenberger.
Beautiful run.
Then the North Lamar defense stepped to the fore and played some pretty good football the last
I believe we wore them out. That's what we did. It really did show
last 7 or 8 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and take a quick look at our final statistics. And Debbie didn't have a chance. Did she get him on the backside?
Yes.
No, that's
total. That's total.
No, that's halftime. I promise. These are the totals right here.
Okay, here we go.
Martin Patterson ends up with 128 yards rushing tonight on 20 carries. So a nice night carrying the football for Patterson. In the first half,
what was he on passing?
Well, in the first half, he was 5 of 17. He threw it 9 more times. That's 26.
2 interceptions.
Well, wait a minute. He was 17, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 attempts, 9 completions, 2 interceptions. And for a total of, well, there's 92. 117 yards passing tonight for Patterson. No, he throws for 117 yards, rushes for 128, but they are missing their number one running back, Chris Ford, and
throws him having to do everything.
That obviously affected their game tonight. For North Lamar, Hohenberger with 58 yards on 15 carries. Jason Ware 58 yards on 14 carries. Rico McDonald 139 yards on 13 carries. North Lamar only one of 16, check that, more than that. They were 6 of, I knew I couldn't read this, 6 of 11 passing. And Anthony with 34 yards on 3 catches. Revis with 40 yards on 3 catches. So 74 yards passing tonight and over 200 yards on the ground for North Lamar. Well over 200 yards on the ground. So the Panthers, an impressive offensive performance. And Ute, there were some questions about a North Lamar team, whether they could come back in the second half and win a ball game. We saw them fail to do that last year. Last week they had problems, could not come back against Bonham after leading early 13-0, lost that game 20-13. But this week shook off 2 Pleasant Grove second quarter touchdowns, came back in the fourth quarter, scored the winning points, and the final tonight, North Lamar 21 and Pleasant Grove 14. And
they controlled the second half, is what they did.
Next week on the road to Clarksville, and that's an important game. And to be quite honest, Clarksville down a little bit this year. North Lamar should be favored against the Blue Tigers next week.
Yes, they should. They should be.
Pleasant Grove stepping up in class to play North Lamar, and I'll tell you what, Martin Patterson is, I don't care what level you're playing at, he's a heck of a quarterback.
He is going to be tough in his district. He surely is.
And the Hawks in that district with Clarksville, and of course North Lamar's opponent 2 weeks from tonight, which will be Hooks.
Yep.
So they should make that district race fairly interesting. This is Tom Allen for Newt Davis and the Channel 27 Volunteers. We really enjoyed bringing you tonight's ball game from R-Almatic Stadium. We hope all the folks in Texarkana enjoyed it, even though the Hawks came up on the short end of the score. They played a very good ball game tonight. So we hope that you'll join us in 2 weeks here on Channel 27 in the Paris area as we are back at Noyes Stadium for the Paris Wildcat Dallas Hillcrest Panthers homecoming contest. And then in 3 weeks, we'll be here at R-Almatics as we open District 14 4A play with Paris and North Lamar. A quick reminder that our final score tonight, North Lamar 21, Pleasant Grove 14. Until we see you in 2 weeks on Channel 27, good night from North Lamar.